Ulster Telephone Company and R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is proud to present to you this broadcast on yourliveevent.com.
And a pleasant good Sunday afternoon here today from Lisbon, North Dakota. This is the semifinal round of the North Dakota State Class B Legion Baseball Tournament right here on yourliveevent.com. We're down to the final 4 teams here, and we'll have one more team still going to be eliminated a little bit later on here today. This is our pregame show brought to you in part by Nodak Insurance Company, brought to you in part by Chris Moan. I'm Chase Miller alongside Brent Dick. Earlier today, saw some good games between Thompson and Burlington. Thompson with a 7-2 win to knock out Burlington, and with the win for Thompson, they will face the hometown team in Lisbon, who knocked out Edgeley by a final of 3-2. Eli Schumacher for Thompson went 1 of 2 at the plate with 2 RBIs and a run scored, and then Littlemone had a really nice performance on the mound as well in that contest here for Nate Solis and the Thompson Tommies in that game. Grady Loyland went 6 strong innings, giving up 2 runs on 3 hits, 3 walks, and 7 strikeouts. Well, from there in the Lisbon game, Cam Cordero, he was dealing, picked up the win going 6 2/3 innings, giving up 2 runs on 5 hits, 3 walks, and 9 strikeouts. So with that, earlier today, Lisbon and Thompson will meet up 25 minutes after this game wraps up, roughly at around 6 o'clock or so. From a Grafton Garrison perspective, you win, you're in the championship. You know you got to get beat twice. Otherwise, you just need one more game to win the state title. If you lose, you'll play the Thompson-Lisbon winner tomorrow at 1:30 in our final elimination game before we get to the championship then at 3:30. Brent, earlier, before we talk about Grafton and Garrison here, just earlier, we'll start with the previous game, which was Lisbon. What impressed you most from the Lisbon perspective there, picking up that 3-2 win over Edgeley and knocking off Edgeley here?
Yeah, Lisbon is able to grab that early lead, but Edgeley ended up striking back, and I was just impressed that Lisbon was able to answer back with that. They, were able to put 2 more runs on there in that 5th inning and eventually take the win in that. So just the ability of Lisbon, we didn't see that so much on the first game of the tournament there against Garrison, but they were able to respond to Edgeley. They came back and they won the game.
And then on the opposite side, Thompson knocks down Burlington, and you kind of said it, a very Thompson-like game, right? They put the ball in play, yes. Was able to go 1st to 3rd, had a good pitching performance there by Loyland. So what was the one key contributor, though, do you think, in Thompson's win earlier this morning?
Yeah, they played a complete game of baseball there. And, something that struck me with Coach Solis with his comments yesterday, and he said it before. I think he said it this morning again too, is that he just wants his team to play Thompson baseball, and I think we saw what Thompson baseball was in that game.
For sure. So you got those 2 teams, which means Lemoore, Velva, alongside with Edgeley and Burlington, all have been eliminated. One more team will be eliminated before we bid adieu here tonight. But first things first, we'll get to our semifinal round matchup with Grafton and Garrison. We'll take a break. We'll talk about the matchup, see what Garrison and Grafton have in store for this one. Then we'll get to our coaches' conversation all ahead of our starting lineup and the opening pitch today from Lisbon Fire Department Field at Sandager Park. This is the State Legion Baseball Tournament.
Farming today doesn't always feel the same way it used to. Then again, some of it feels all the same. Maybe it isn't so much the jobs that changed, but how they get done. Now that's a different story. Everything got bigger and smaller at the same time. Insurance, accounting, and taxes can get complicated, so you need someone who's looking to keep every dollar possible in your pocket. Ag Country.
Hit your finances right out of the park with Olson Accounting in Lisbon. Whether you're a farmer, small business owner, or individual taxpayer, Olson Accounting delivers professional financial services you can count on. Olson Accounting wishes the best to all teams in the State B Legion Tournament. Don't strike out with your finances. Step up to the plate with Olson Accounting, located at 210 Main Street in Lisbon, or call 701-683-2700. Final segment before we get to our coaches' conversations here. Grafton and Garrison. Let's start with Garrison. Brent, you've been on the call for their 2 wins so far here, as Garrison has got here with a 14-7 win over Lisbon and a 5-1 win over Thompson. I guess, is there an X factor in terms of a player or just a trait from Garrison that has impressed you most so far through 2 games here in this tournament?
Yeah, if you're looking at the X factor, I just kind of harken back to Trayson Aglehart. I mean, they've had the good pitching performance out of Mason Skachenko and Cooper Colbo. Aglehart came in on the first day and closed that game out against Lisbon. But he's there at the cleanup hitter position. He's there for a reason, and he's a run producing machine, I should say. So I think Trayson Aglehart's just one of the players to watch there for Garrison post 49.
And Garrison's really good, 35-3 with their 3 losses by a combined total of 4 runs against Division A or Legion A competition here with Castleton and the Minot Metros twice. So a team that can definitely swing it and a team that can definitely pitch it here for Garrison. From Grafton's perspective, obviously Cruiser Burns might be one of those guys that you kind of look of here. I mean, 4 stolen bases behind the plate here, Brent. What kind of stands out to you in terms of what Grafton's been able to do so far here in this tournament?
Yeah, I don't know if Grafton's kind of been the surprise for me, but man, they are just a tough ball club from top to bottom in their lineup. And they come out, they play some hard ball. If they commit an error, they're going to go ahead and they're going to clean that up. They learned from that, and they're just here winning games in this tournament.
Yeah, they've gotten a couple of really good pitching performances,
Definitely.
right, by Lillamone and then Keena, which goes a very long way. We'll see Jack Green on the bump here today for Grafton. We'll take a break, and when we come back, Coach's Conversation is next before our starting lineup stand the opening pitch. This is the State B Legion Baseball Tournament here in Lisbon, North Dakota on YourLiveEvent.com.
Let's talk about price. Yeah, we've heard it. Why would I pay more for Polar when Big Wireless is cheaper? Let's break it down. With us, you're not on hold with someone who's 3 states away. Your call goes to Kimberly, or Ashley, or Tamra, someone who lives right here. When your internet's down, we're not mailing you out a box. We're sending a real person, someone that knows your name and probably your dog's name too. So yeah, we're not the cheapest. We're the best experience. Polar Communications.
Riverside Building Center in Lisbon is the premier building supply headquarters in southeastern North Dakota. They have it from the basic home improvements to complete pre-built homes. Their staff is knowledgeable in every product they sell. With their large inventory and a fleet of 6 delivery vehicles, Riverside Building Center in Lisbon can bring the products to your job site. From a hammer all the way to a home, they have you covered. Visit rbclisbon.com today. That's rbclisbon.com. Riverside Building Center in Lisbon.
Wallach Johnson Insurance is your friendly neighborhood team of qualified insurance professionals celebrating over 40 years of service. As an experienced independent insurance agency, they have access to highly rated insurance companies and can shop around to find you an affordable solution for farm, crop, business, home, and auto insurance. Visit them at one of their locations in Lisbon, Winter, or Rutland and get a free quote started today. For more information, go to nd-insure.com.
On our Chris Mo Nodek Insurance Company pregame show, we continue here in the 2-0 matchup of the state semifinals in the State B tournament here in Lisbon. Garrison going up against Grafton. From Garrison, Post 49, their head coach and Gage Garing here in Gage. For your team, obviously, to take down Thompson yesterday, did a lot of really good things at the plate, obviously behind the mound as well. Just what did you like from your team's performance that you hope to carry over here in the semifinals?
I mean, first and foremost, Cooper Coble came out and did an absolutely excellent job on the mound. He really limited their run support and run damage. He came out, threw strikes consistently, got up in counts, and produced weak contact consistently. And then behind him, I felt like we did a great job making plays as well. We had no errors, so it was a pretty clean game of baseball in the field. And I thought situational hitting-wise, we did a great job too.
You mentioned situational. When you go up against Grafton, they're going to maybe put you in situations when they get base runners on. So what's the biggest challenge that you've seen so far here that you'll go up against with Grafton later today?
Just watching Grafton, it seems like they really like to run, right? They like to steal bases. They like to, do some suicide squeezes maybe, lots of bunts. So just kind of being prepared, making sure we're in position to kind of stop those things or maybe limit it as much as we possibly can is going to help big time.
Let's talk about your pitcher here with Matt Yoakum. Just what do you want to see from him on the mound as he gets ready for this first inning coming up?
Yeah, I just want to see him from the start having command of all of his pitches. He's been one of our best guys, if not our best guy all season long. So, we're really, really confident in him going forward here and carrying us into this game. So just seeing that command, seeing that dominance early on in this game, getting ahead in counts would be huge for us.
For this particular team, what's a trait or characteristic that best describes Garrison baseball so far this summer that's gotten to you this point, Gage, of this point of the season?
I would say persistent. We faced some adversity a lot this season, just getting down early in games, and I feel like we've done a great job of battling back. Not getting down when we get, or not getting too down in the dumps when we get down games, and we just always find a way to fight back and make it competitive.
Gage, thanks so much for your time and best of luck here today against Grafton.
Thank you.
And we'll continue with more after this. This interview brought to you in part by Dakota Heritage Bank.
Show your Bronco pride everywhere you go with the Bronco Spirit Card from American Bank and Trust in Lisbon, featuring the official Lisbon Bronco mascot logo. The Bronco Spirit Card lets you support Lisbon Public Schools every time you make a purchase. With each swipe of your Bronco Spirit Card, American Bank and Trust donates a percentage back to the school district to help fund projects of their choice. Stop by American Bank and Trust in Lisbon today and ask about the Bronco Spirit Card. Locally owned, community focused, Bronco proud, member FDIC.
Stay up to date all year long with your live event from our social platforms with X, Facebook, and YouTube. From the latest coaches show to watch game broadcasts back on demand from earlier in the season. Search your live event on YouTube and hit subscribe.
Outside the three-point arc. Pick and pop here with Spaeth into the left side corner. Three, good.
For the complete and most up-to-date schedule throughout the year, head to our website at yourliveevent.com.
Say goodbye to discomfort and say hello to reaching your full potential. At Apex Physical Therapy and Wellness, our diverse team of experts has your back in any phase of life. From the warm, friendly greeting to connecting with your therapist, Apex Physical Therapy and Wellness is the backbone of your health. High-quality care with a personal touch. Apex Physical Therapy and Wellness.
As we continue on our Chris Moe Nodak Insurance Company pregame show, it's Grafton going up against Garrison here in the semifinals of the State B Legion Baseball Tournament. This interview is brought to you in part by Dakota Heritage Bank. Joining us from Grafton's perspective is their head coach, that's Brian Fike. And Brian, what'd you like about your team's performance in that 1-0 game yesterday, particularly with Brody Lillamone obviously doing what Keena did the day before, getting you deep into the game as a starting pitcher?
Yeah, it's big. I mean, every pitcher you can save is just huge, especially in a double elimination tournament. You know, you got to go win at least 4, and if you drop to the backside, it might have to be 5 or 6. So kind of like we've been banking on them all year, just living in the zone, giving our defense chances, and defense was really clean behind them.
You know, Garrison has put the ball in play a lot against Lisbon Thompson last night as well, so it's going to be a challenge here tonight in this semifinal.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like they can really swing it, so we got to make sure that not only is our pitcher on, but our defense has to be on their A game all day. Got to make sure we're communicating too much, right? Especially with this wind today, fly balls could be going anywhere, so we got to be real clean.
Let's talk about Cruiser Burns, a guy who's behind the plate, but also as fast as lightning out there for you, able to get second to home, first to third in situation, stolen bases. Just what does he do as a catcher to help those guys out on the mound? First things first here.
He's just like he's our spark plug. He's honestly one of the better dudes I've ever coached. So he's just a really easy guy to not only to cheer for, but to trust. So I think if you're on the mound, whatever pitch he gives you, you know he's got the right intentions. He's gonna do what he can, and then yeah, I mean you've seen his bat, you've seen his speed. He's just a fun guy to watch.
How about Wyatt? I know we talked about this a little bit yesterday, Brian, in terms of you're going to be very aggressive on the base pass, and Wyatt Stuckaluk goes, second to home on that, had a chance for that double play up the middle, and he was able to come home and talk with, the catcher after the game there with Cruiser. He goes, I wasn't sure why people were cheering, because I just beat out an infield hit, and then he realized that, he comes in to score. So when you can get a guy like that comes in and runs like Wyatt does, just how does that impact the game?
Yeah, I feel like, when you can have a weapon as a courtesy / pinch runner, it's just huge. It feels like a lot of teams, they put a guy out there just to give their pitcher-catcher a break. Like, when he can steal bags, like I said, first to third, second to home on an infield, ground ball. Like, it's just, when you can have a guy do things like that, it just breaks the game open. Yeah.
Final thing for you, Jack Green, what do you want to see from him on the mound?
Kind of just what I've been preaching all week, just living in the strike zone. I trust his stuff. It looks like he's been trusting his stuff all summer long. Kind of lives on his fastball, but he can spin it when he needs to. And then once again, got to have good defense with the team like Garrison across the diamond from us.
Brian, thanks so much for your time. Best of luck here today.
Thanks, appreciate it.
And Coach Fike from Grafton will continue with more after this. This interview brought to you in part by Dakota Heritage Bank.
It's safe to say we have it pretty good in the Drayton, North Dakota area. Growing sugar beets, making sugar, bringing a little sweetness to the world. Every day, American Crystal Sugar produces sweet products people love in a place we love to call home. It's a thing we like to call the sweet life, and we're proud to share it with you. American Crystal Sugar's Drayton facility wants you to enjoy the events in the communities of our area. Here's to living the sweet life. American Crystal Sugar, Drayton.
In agriculture, the one thing you can count on is uncertainty. What if the GPS short circuits in your tractor? Do you have equipment breakdown coverage? Nodak Insurance has been insuring farmers and ranchers for over 70 years, and we've come across about every scenario you can imagine. Hi, I'm Chris Moen, your agent with answers at Nodak Insurance Company. I know insurance, I know North Dakota, and I might even know you. Call me today for details on how we can protect your farming operation at 757-1613.
R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is accepting applications for a broadcast sales representative. Applicant should be self-motivated, organized, have ability to communicate clearly, and the desire to help our customer partners grow their business with customer service for their advertising and marketing needs. All experience levels are encouraged to apply. To apply, email your resume to apply@rjbroadcasting.com. R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is an equal opportunity employer.
Final segment on our pregame show brought to you in part by Chris Moe, Nodak Insurance Company, as they're handing a lot of cards over to our umpiring crew with Eric Olson calling balls and strikes. Scott Carl Bloom will be up the third baseline with Pat Adair up the first baseline here today in Lisbon. Winner of this game, again, you have to, as Brian Fike just said a few moments ago, coming into a double elim, no matter what, you have to win 4 games bare minimum. Obviously, if you lose this game, you'll have to then win 5, and that can always be a big thing when it comes to pitching. But you win this game, bare minimum, you're only going to play 5 games total here at the state tournament. And so that's always a nice thing to be had here, Brent, in terms of saving on some pitches, having an opportunity to continue to move up and down the lineup card a little bit. And I think for both of these clubs, they feel pretty good in terms of what they have left on the pitching staff for both of these teams respectively.
Yeah, these guys, they really haven't left too much on the field out there. We talked about being efficient. You said that was probably an understatement. And, Garrison, Grafton, it's just going to be a great ball game out here.
As we go through, we'll get to our starting lineups in a moment. Grafton so far, 14 innings as a unit on the pitching mound, 9 hits against, 3 runs, with 2 of them being earned, 2 walks to 17 strikeouts. They are batting .358 as a team, while for Garrison on the opposite side, 14 innings of work, 12 hits. They have given up 8 runs, 6 being earned, 6 walks, and they have punched out 18 batters as well. So combined 35 strikeouts between these two pitching staffs in 2 games. They're batting .290 at the plate so far here for Garrison. It's Grafton and Garrison with the winner to move on to the championship on Monday, roughly at around 3:30. The loser will go up at 1:30. The home team on the scoreboard going to be Garrison as the visitors on the scoreboard, while Grafton will be the home team. And then after this game wraps up, we'll get to Thompson and Lisbon in our final elimination game of the day here from Sandager Park in Lisbon, North Dakota. He's Brent, I'm Chase. Brent, final thing in this game, biggest thing is what? X factor, player, not booting the ball around, maybe all of the above, but what's the biggest thing from your perspective for one of these two teams to get to the championship coming up here tomorrow?
Well, I'm going to go ahead and say it. Defense wins championships. So, we saw that when your defense backs up your pitcher, these teams are able to get these wins, and the bats are just going to back that up.
And then if you're Garrison, you also have to maybe think of the stolen base variety.
That's right.
But the one thing the Titans have done too, Brent, to your point, they've had some timely hits in this tournament, both against Thompson yesterday and against Lisbon in the opener, where maybe there was a bobbled baseball behind him. And let's face it, Thompson had 5 errors, Lisbon had about 7 or 8 errors, so Garrison's been on the benefactor of some poor defense, to your point about defense wins championships. But give them credit, they've also made the opposition pay with a timely hit or two.
Yeah, and it's just one of those things, you get into these pressure situations as a coach. And I'm just going to go back to Coach Solis talking about Thompson. Are they going to play the Garrison style of baseball, or is the coach going to make some kind of decision, that maybe changes that up and throws them off their game? So, coaching also kind of comes into this, not just the players on the field, but also the coaches.
That does it for our pregame show, brought to you in part by Chris Moe, Nodak Insurance Company, your agent with answers in Grand Forks and Nelson County. Sunny skies. It has been windy today here in Lisbon, and the wind has maybe changed from the morning to what it is this afternoon. Grafton will be in their black tops with the white pants with the maroon numerals. Garrison will be in their red tops with the blue trim and the blue numerals in their gray spray pants here today. That does it for our pregame show. Starting lineups, opening pitch is next. Buckle in. It's the State B semifinals right here on YourLiveVet.com. The friendly staff at Lemoore Drugstore reminds you from prescription requests and OTC medication. You can find it all at Lemoore Drugstore. Download the app to make refilling your prescriptions more convenient. With school just around the corner, stop by Lemoore Drugstore to pick up everything you need on your back-to-school list. Located in the center of Lemoore in the Bank North Mall. For more information, go to LemooreDrugstore.com. That's LemooreDrugstore.com, or stop in and check them out.
This is Chris from Agassiz Precision Ag, your local precision planting dealer. The dog days of summer are here and harvest has begun. Please stay safe this season. Summer also means heavily discounted shop, seed meter, and planter inspection rates. Cash and early order discounts pair with $50 per row rebate offered on new systems. And don't forget the fantastic interest rates, including 0% for 1 year. Give us a call at 701-636-2119 with any questions, or visit planterdoc.com.
Farming today doesn't always feel the same way it used to. Then again, some of it feels all the same. Maybe it isn't so much the jobs that changed, but how they get done. Now that's a different story. Everything got bigger and smaller at the same time. Insurance, accounting, and taxes can get complicated, so you need someone who's looking to keep every dollar possible in your pocket. Ag Country.
Show your Bronco pride everywhere you go with the Bronco Spirit Card from American Bank and Trust in Lisbon, featuring the official Lisbon Bronco mascot logo. The Bronco Spirit Card lets you support Lisbon Public Schools every time you make a purchase. With each swipe of your Bronco Spirit Card, American Bank and Trust donates a percentage back to the school district to help fund projects of their choice. Stop by American Bank and Trust in Lisbon today and ask about the Bronco Spirit Card. Locally owned, community focused, Bronco proud, member FDIC.
Treat yourself to a great career at American Crystal Sugar Company. Team up with quality people making quality products. Full-time and year-round in a stable business. With great pay and benefits including time off available from day one. American Crystal Sugar Company invests in you to promote your continued growth and career advancement. Grow your career doing your best work within the world's best beet sugar company. Apply online today at AmericanCrystalCareers.com.
Say goodbye to discomfort and say hello to reaching your full potential. At Apex Physical Therapy and Wellness, our diverse team of experts has your back in any phase of life. From the warm, friendly greeting to connecting with your therapist, Apex Physical Therapy and Wellness is the backbone of your health. High-quality care with a personal touch. Apex Physical Therapy and Wellness.
As we get to our starting lineups, brought to you in part by American Crystal Sugar Company. Live the sweet life with great careers, quality products, grower-owned. Go to crystalsugar.com. Garrison, the visitors on the scoreboard. We'll go with Brody Seidler, the left fielder, batting leadoff, with Matt Yoakum, the pitcher, batting second. Grady Crawford, the shortstop, will be batting third, with Trayson Eigelhart, the center fielder, batting in the cleanup role. Gage Roberts, the first baseman, batting fifth, with Cooper Coble, the winning pitcher yesterday. He'll be playing third base tonight. He'll be batting sixth. Emmett Legge, the catcher, batting seventh, with Ethan Buttman, the designated hitter, batting eighth. Mason Shenenko, the second baseman, will be batting ninth, and then Nordstrom, the right field here in this one. Skachenko again will be batting ninth here for Garrison. Gage Garing is their head coach. As we get to our opening pitch with the pitcher, the righty matchup here with Green Burns behind the plate. Opening pitch right on time at 4 o'clock. Breaking ball. Good bender over for a strike. And we're off and rolling here in the semifinals. Starting lineups brought to you in part by American Crystal Sugar Company. Seidler, foul tips this one off. It's 0-2. Seidler, 5 of 8 at the plate so far in 2 games here in Lisbon, with 4 runs scored and a run driven in. That's called production for your leadoff man as it stands right now. And the pitch. This one will miss. They're going to appeal. Panadero said he did not go. It's now 1-2. Johnson in left field with Keena in center. Winorovich stands in right here for Grafton. We'll get to the infield after the pitch. 1 ball, 2 strikes. That'll miss. Now 2-2 with Height at third base. Lilimone over at shortstop, the winning pitcher yesterday for Grafton. Olson at second base. Frazier at first base, and Burns behind the plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Brody Seidler here. The pitch. Breaking ball hit up the third base side, foul. Pitch number 6 of the at-bat upcoming. That foul ball is brought to you in part by Olson Accounting in Lisbon. One thing, these 2 teams have been one of the 2 better teams that have batted so far here in this tournament. This is a pop-up up the first base side, giving chase, and that'll go out of play for another pop-up. If Frazier and Burns gave chase for that one, and will remain 2-2. First time we've seen green. So far, Lilimone with 72 pitches, Bjornaby with 16, Keena with $120, and Height with 2 pitches so far for Grafton. So their 5th pitcher of the tournament and first appearance for green. 2-2, jammed him. This one will go towards the second baseman. Olson makes the catch. Long battle eventually won by Green, but not too bad of a leadoff bat there by Seidler. Brent taking 7 pitches and allowing Joachim Crawford to kind of see what Green has in store.
Yeah, if you can't get on base, then that's probably the second best thing you can do right there is just battle and drive up that pitch count.
As Joachim with 6 runs here in the tournament, he's got a handful of walks here. 2 for 6 as he fouled, tips that one. It's 0 for 1. Garrison coming in again, batting .290. In the state tournament through 2 games so far as a team. No balls and a strike as Green works from the stretch. 0-1. Fastball, that'll miss. It's 1-1. Well, for Garrison, they have played a ton of baseball here this season, and they have traveled from Castleton to Lamar to Henninger and everywhere in between Minot. The 1-1 pitch. And some portions of the state, Brent, that's just what you have to do if you want to go challenge yourself a little bit here for Garrison.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that, and that's one of the reasons why they're here in the state tournament.
2-1 offering. This will be laced on the ground. It takes a high hop into right field. Our first hit of the game here for Matt Joachim. Brought to you in part by Chris Moen with Nodak Insurance Company. Chris can't prevent hits, but he can help after life's curveballs. Chris Moen, your agent with answers in Grand Forks and Nelson County. Took a couple of hops, then just kind of like trying to jump off the end of a dock there. Just kind of give yourself a little extra leg as that one goes into right field. So Joachim with the first base hit of the game gets a runner aboard here for Garrison. Crawford at the plate. Crawford takes one outside for a ball. It's 1-0. Grady 1 of 5 so far with 3 runs scored here at the state tournament. Takes a look at his head coach Gage up the third base line. Gets the sign and see what they want to do. 1-0. Garrison Titans here, as this will be called a strike as Burns made the catch like he was going to go throw down to first base. You don't see that called a strike too often. It almost looked like a pitch out if you're not looking any better.
Yeah, he's coming around the right side of the plate there.
1 ball and 1 strike. Burns was ready to see if Matt Joachim would steal because, well, Burns has stolen a lot of bases so far. There's the pick play. Not going to be in time as Frazier holds him on. Don't see that often called a strike, though, Brett. You come out of your crouch ready to, like, fire and get the guy out in the base pass. 1-1. That'll miss for a ball now. 2-1. One benefit for Grafton so far. Keena went 6 2/3, and Lilimone went 6 innings. So the starters in 2 games have ate up a volume of the innings needed so far for Grafton to get to this point. And I'll hand the ball over to Jack Green as he has pitch number 15. Breaking ball in there for a strike. Gets 2-2. And good news today, even if you lose, you can still come back around tomorrow, but then you have to win 3 straight games to win a state championship. If you win today, you just need 1 more win to be crowned state champs. As this one misses, now 3-2. That's some good at-bats so far for Garrison. Seidler took 7 pitches. Joachim worked it to 4 pitches. Crawford now with a full count here. We get a time on the mound, and sometimes the first inning, Brent, we've seen it here in the state tournament, could take a while for a pitcher maybe to get in rhythm, and then that's where that pitch count you try to elevate if you can.
Yeah, and kind of set that magic number at 10 for those pitchers in this first inning.
As this one goes all the way to the backstop, Burns will have to quickly retrieve it as rounding second will be Yoakum. He'll stay there. It's a walk here for Grady Crawford. So Crawford will take first base. Runners at first and second, and Garrison threatening to score on that Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard with Trayson. As Eigelhart has smashed the living daylights out of the baseball a couple times here. He has a team-leading 7 runs driven in, and when you're on a roll, it just seems like guys are always on the base pass.
Yeah, just great to carry that momentum into this game. They're going to be leaning on him right now.
As Greenwood likes something on the ground, maybe a strikeout here, but first needs to find the strike zone after delivering a walk. Eigelhart hits one up the third base line. First pitch swinging, hits one foul for the cleanup batter, who's 3 of 8, but those 3 hits have been damaging hits to the opposition in terms of 2 runs, maybe 3 runs coming in off of one swing at the at-bat. As Green takes his time and gets back to the stretch where he has gone exclusively. No windup, just been from the stretch so far for Green, whether runners have been on or not. Righty-righty matchup here to Eigelhart. Long pause and the pitch. Foul back. It's now 0-2. So Jack works ahead on Trayson here. Well, for Grafton, able to make it to the state tournament and since then with wins over Lemoore and Edgeley, while for Garrison, wins over Lisbon and Thompson as it stands right now entering play here this afternoon. The 0-2 from Green. Breaking ball. This one will go out of play and over that Grafton dugout up the third base side, and we'll continue here at 0-2. Foul ball again brought to you in part by Olson Accounting. If you need help with your monthly accounting or payroll services, let Cindy and her staff give you a hand. Go to colsoncpa.com. Again, that's the letter C, colsoncpa.com for Olson Accounting. Chase and Brent with you here on this. You could tell us any day. It's the third day of the tournament, but it is a Sunday afternoon.
We'll just nod and shake our heads. Yep.
Here's the 0-2. Now they're foul ball. So one thing Garrison is doing right now, Brent, they are doing a good job at the plate and, rising this pitch count now up to his 22nd pitch.
Yeah, just none of these at-bats have been easy out there for your pitcher.
As Green shakes off Burns behind the plate a couple of times. Now gets the one he likes. Here's the 0-2. Off speed, out in front. This one will die over Lillimon in left field. They will move up station to station. The second hit of the game here for Garrison. Yoakum stands at third base. Crawford stands at second. And all of a sudden now for Eigelhart, he will stand at first. Bases are full here in this top of the first inning. As Gage Roberts will dig in now. Roberts 1 of 8, but with a run driven in as we get our first meeting on the mound, brought to you in part by Riverside Building Center with Coach Fike. Riverside Building Center located in Lisbon, North Dakota, the premier dealer for all of your building supply requests. From the basics to home improvement and complete pre-built homes is Riverside Building Center. Stop in by Lisbon, or you can go online to RBC Lisbon. That's rbclisbon.com. Brent, what's impressed you most about these Garrison at-bats so far for 4 of them? And obviously they put the ball in play all 4 times outside of 1 walk.
Yeah, just the battle that they have at the plate. They got a great 2-strike approach, able to make contact, keep following off these balls. Got a couple base runners on, and now threatening here with bases loaded.
As bases are juiced here for Mr. Gage. And then Cooper Coble, the winning pitcher yesterday, is on the on-deck circle. And Garrison threatening to put up a crooked number on that Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard here in the top of the first inning. It's Garrison and it's Grafton, and these 2 teams have looked apart to get to a 2-0. But as we said, Garrison's been the benefactor of some errors by their oppositions, but right now no errors to get them in this situation. Corner infielders are in. First pitch swinging, and they've been aggressive at the plate as well. It's 0-1.
Yeah, a lot of first pitch swings. They're just getting underneath that one, popping up behind home plate.
Lillimon at shortstop with Olson at second. If it's hit on the ground up the middle, they'll try to turn 2. The corner infielders, though, in on the grass again. Outfield pretty much playing about straight away as he can here in Lisbon. No balls and a strike as Green from the stretch. This will be laced right back up the middle. Olsen with the backhanded play, but can't make it, as this one will be a big turnaround. That'll be a base knock on the play.
Yep.
Give that an RBI. Good swing here for Gage Roberts. Coming in to score will be Matt Yoakum, as he did have to range over and try to backhand that one for Olsen. Does a good job not allowing it to get into center field, because that could be 2 runs, but Garrison does put up the first run of the game.
Yeah, good glove work there, keeping it in front of him. So it did what he had to do to knock the ball down.
As bases are full again, as now Cooper Coble will come up to the plate. 1 of 5 with a run driven in, but it was his pitching performance yesterday that really propelled the Titans against Thompson. And he will get hit, and that's going to be a run scored as well. So Crawford will come in to score. Eigelhart will go to third. Roberts will go to second. 1 pitch and a hit by pitch for Coble. He gets the run to come in, and on the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard, Garrison has put up a small crooked number as they lead by 2, but they can put up a big crooked number with Emmett Leahy coming to the plate. Leahy 1 of 7 with a run scored right now here for Garrison, as Garrison's kind of trying to look for that first round knockout punch, if you will, against Grafton. If they can put something on the outfield grass here and let the carousel ride and the merry-go-round, so to speak, go here for the base passes. Green looking for an out. This one will go foul. It's 0-1. 7th batter to the plate already here for Garrison. No balls and a strike upcoming for the account for Green. 27th pitch upcoming here for Green in this first inning. Again, you get 120 in a day. And that pitch count is starting to mount as it currently stands here for Green. Burns gives the sign behind the plate. The 0-1. That'll be called a strike, gets 0-2. Eigelhart stands at third base. Gage Roberts at second. Cooper Coble stands at first. I think Casper the Friendly Ghost just came through with our wind-aided door here in the press box, as the wind has definitely picked up. The 0-2. Check swing, did he go? Answer is no. He did not go. It's now 1-2. They appeal the patted air up the first base side. Emmett Leahy went to the zone, but not through the zone. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Green looking for a much-needed strikeout if he can get it. Check swing. This time they'll ask again, and he did not go through the zone. So 2 times awfully close, and we'll keep it at 2-2 now.
Yeah, Cruiser Burns back there, your catcher, just trying to help his pitcher out every time appealing those. Good job by Cruiser.
Especially when maybe your pitcher just needs 1 out to go his way. Pitch number 30 of the inning here for Green. 2-2 hit on the ground. This will go to the third baseman. Height gets 1 there at home, and then Cruiser Burns says, we're not going to throw for the double play. Just make sure you get the force out. So reaching will be Emmett Leahy. Eigelhart's retired at third base. Gage Roberts goes to third. You're going to have Cooper Coble at second. Then we'll get a courtesy runner coming on at first base here for Garrison, as Ethan will come up to the plate. Courtesy running will be Grant Leahy. So Grant coming in for Emmett, with Ethan Buttman, the DH, to the plate. 0 for 8 in the tournament, but does have a run driven in. Now would be a very opportune time for your first hit here in Lisbon. Grafton looking to minimize the damage to 2 before they come up to the plate for the first time here this afternoon. Batter number 8. Good breaking ball. Cruiser Burns is going to wear Pat Adair out up the first base side, asking did he go through the zone, and 3 times Pat has said no. 1 ball, no strikes, as Buttman, even a walk will do you wonders here, getting in another run to come in to score. 1-0 upcoming for Green, as he's already used 25% of his pitches. This will be a hit on the ground past Green to second. Olsen able to field it, fired over to minimize the damage to 2. 2 runs come across in the inning off of 3 singles. There were no errors, and bases were left full. After a half inning on the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard, Garrison 2, Grafton coming to the plate.
In agriculture, the one thing you can count on is uncertainty. What if the GPS short circuits in your tractor? Do you have equipment breakdown coverage? Nodak Insurance has been insuring farmers and ranchers for over 70 years, and we've come across about every scenario you can imagine. Hi, I'm Chris Moen, your agent with answers at Nodak Insurance Company. I know insurance, I know North Dakota, and I might even know you. Call me today for details on how we can protect your farming operation at 757-1613.
From on-site farm repairs to maintaining the condition of your vehicle, trust the staff at Welton's Tire Service. They've served the Lisbon area since 1972, guaranteeing customers satisfaction and workmanship from farm equipment, tire services, and preventative vehicle maintenance. You'll find it all from affordable prices, free estimates, to their knowledgeable technicians answering any question. Welton's Tire Service is locally owned and located on Main Street in Lisbon. For information, go online to weltonstire.net or call 701-683-5136.
As we get to our starting lineup, brought to you in part by American Crystal Sugar Company. First time that we'll see Grafton as they are trailing it here by 2 at the plate. Cruiser Burns, the catcher, will be coming up, followed by Trenton Keena, the center fielder. Ty Story, the DH, batting third. Wes Johnson, the left fielder, in the cleanup role with Soren Olson, the second baseman, batting fifth. Cam Frazier, the first baseman, in the sixth slot. Brody Lillimon batting seventh for the shortstop, with Luke Height, the third baseman, batting eighth. You got Chase Winorovich, the right fielder, and then Jack Green again just on the mound pitching here defensively for Grafton and their head coach with Coach Fike. Get to the defense in a moment here for Garrison. That's our starting lineup, brought to you in part by American Crystal Sugar Company. Go to crystalsugar.com. Grafton batting .358 so far here in the tournament, where Garrison's done a good job of getting a lot of strikeouts for their respective guys, as this one will miss outside for a ball. Matt Yoakum on for his first appearance of the state tournament. Emmett Leahy, the battery behind the plate here, as Yoakum rocks and fires. 1-0 will miss, now 2-0. Coble at third base with Crawford at shortstop. Skachenko over at second and Roberts at first. 2-0 high chopper to the third baseman, Coble. Coble comes on, fields it, fires across in time. Burns is retired on 3 pitches, and there's one down. Seidler at first base, Eigelhart in center, and then you got Nordstrom in right, and that's a big out, Brent, because Burns has 4 stolen bases so far in 2 games here in Lisbon.
Yeah, if you can get that leadoff batter for Grafton, if you can set him down, that's a big deal there, because he's been able to run the bases, score some runs there in the leadoff position.
Got on base a ton so far here this weekend. Keena, 4 of 8 at the plate with 4 runs scored and a run driven in, and I just wonder that pesky pull down the right field line, if he's going to try to belt one out. He hit a triple down the right field line yesterday.
Yep, and the wind's really kicking right now, so a possibility there.
Get it in the jet stream and let her fly. We played 10 games so far and no round trippers. As this one will miss for a ball, it's now 1-1. Cruiser Burns retired on 3 pitches. Now 5 of 8 at the plate, while Keena is 4 of 8 here in this tournament. This will be called a strike. It's 1-2. So after Garrison put up 2 runs, we'll see what Grafton can try to do in response. Matt Yoakum trying to do what, well, his starting pitchers have done here in the tournament. That's be really good. This one is popped up, playable. First baseman calls everybody off, and Roberts to make the play. Emmett Leahy put on the brakes and said, I'm just going to go back down to Mother Nature here on the grass. 2 down here in the first inning.
Yeah, he didn't want to be a factor there to distract that first baseman to make that catch.
Hey, if you're going to call for it, go take charge, and that's exactly what Roberts did. Ty Story, the designated hitter, did get a run driven in yesterday for Grafton. Went 0 for 3 back on Friday. Story hits a towering big league pop-up. That'll go foul well out of play. It's 0-1. Foul ball is brought to you in part by Olson Accounting. Now for Garrison, you go back. Skachenko, 111 pitches on Friday. Coble with a complete game yesterday, just like we were talking about moments ago for Grafton. Starters here for Garrison. They've only used 3 pitchers so far here in the tournament. And then Eigelhart came on in relief against Lisbon, and he threw 39 pitches, so he would be available today if needed. 1 ball and 1 strike here on the way for Matt Yoakum. As pitch number 10 of the inning, as we get a time here for Story. Brian said there's been something about the number 10 with starting pitchers, and this will be the 10th pitch here for Yoakum. Story, this one's going to be called a strike. It's 1-2. For Garrison in the second, they'll have Skachenko with Seidler and Yoakum. The 9-1 and 2 batters due up in the second inning. The 1-2 pitch. Story, they're going to appeal. He did not go. It was close, Story. Able to keep that one through the zone. 2 balls and 2 strikes, and has another pitch against Yoakum. Breaking ball, strike 3, froze him. It's a 3-up, 3-down inning here in the bottom of the first. So nice, tidy bottom of the first here for Yoakum for his first strikeout of the afternoon. We play 1 today on the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard as we head to the second. Garrison up by 2.
At Bank North, we strive to enrich the lives of everyone we serve. One transaction, one relationship, and one community at a time. We do it by supporting kids and schools, pitching in to help neighbors in need, partnering with rural businesses, and providing all the traditional and modern banking products and personalized lending services you expect from a reliable financial partner. Bank North, always true.
Benedictine Living Community in Lemoore has job openings for the following positions: RN, LPN, CNA, and Activities Assistant. To apply or receive more information, scan the QR code now on screen or call 701-883-5363. That's 701-883-5363 for job opportunities at Benedictine Living Community in Lemoore.
We are broadcasting today from Wallach and Johnson broadcast booth. Chase Miller and alongside Brent Deck, professional insurance service with a personal touch. Locations in Lisbon, Gwinner, and Rutland. Go online to nd-insure.com. That's nd-insure.com. So for Mr. Green, he'll be looking to find the strike zone here in this second inning. 9-1 in 2 batters again with Skachenko, Seidler, and Yoakum. Skachenko so far 4 of 7 with 3 runs scored here in the number 9 spot. I mentioned it yesterday. He can be a true table setter, Ken Mason. Obviously what we saw him pitching back on Friday and then yesterday getting on base a couple of times as well against Thompson. The 0-1 misses. It's 1-1.
Yeah, and just, he gets, as a number 9 hitter, he gets production out of that 9 spot.
As Green will look back in. The righty-righty matchup. Breaking ball, that hit him. So Skachenko will take first base on a hit by pitch. First time through the lineup card for Green. 1 inning of work, 2 runs on 3 hits that were earned, a walk and a hit by pitch, and he hasn't struck anybody out. And now it goes back to top of the lineup with Seidler. Popped out his last time up on 7 pitches. Worked the count, and if Garrison works another inning like that, we'll be talking about Green having close to 70 pitches by the time we get through the second. Once again, if the first is similar to the second inning, as this one will miss for a ball, it's 1-0. He can lose today, but then he can't lose for the rest of the tournament. Here to win a state championship from these 2 teams. The 1-0, breaking ball out in front. It's 1-1. Brent Garrison has looked as advertised coming in. Again, just 3 losses, 35-3, and they're right back to it here up by 2.
Yeah, they're just doing what Garrison does here. Up at the plate, putting the ball in play, getting the runners on.
As you'll see Green look in as Seidler takes a look at his head coach for the play call here, so to speak, or the sign as this one's swing and a miss. It's now 1-2. Skachenko stayed put over at first base. He's being held on by Frazier. Green from the stretch. Swing and a miss, and Green gets the strikeout. That's his first out of the second inning, and that can be the shot in the arm there for Green to get things going as Seidler is retired for the second time today.
Yeah, finally recording that first strikeout, finding the zone here with one runner on.
Matt Yoakum with a single and a run scored back in the first inning. A game that started right back at 4 o'clock here, so nearing that half-hour mark, top of the second, with a runner at first base here with Skachenko. Green will fire this one. It's hit in the air to right. Winterovich will come in and make the play. One pitch, and Yoakum is retired, and there's 2 down. Not a bad swing there by Yoakum, just right to Winterovich in right field, as now it's going to be Grady Crawford. Crawford with a walk and a run scored back in the first inning after that hit by pitch by Cooper Coble, which drew in the run. Gage Roberts has a RBI and a single. This one will one-hop. Burns will see this and keep it in front of him enough. Crawford worked the count his last time up to full and then got the free bag. 1 ball, no strikes. And the number 3 batter here for Garrison, where Trayson Eigelhart, the cleanup batter, stands in the on-deck circle. 1-0 going to be called a strike. It's 1-1. Grafton, in the bottom of the second, we'll see Wes Johnson, Soren Olsen, and Cam Frazier, the 4, 5, and 6 batters, due up bottom half of the second inning. As 1 ball and 1 strike as Green. See if the runner breaks for second. Here he goes, the 1-1. That's going to be called a strike. The throw by Burns, not going to be in time. That's an S&T quick stop stolen base. Getting into scoring position here will be Skachenko, as it'll be 1 and 2 on the way here for Grady Crawford. S&T quick stop in Thompson Food and Fuel Fast at S&T quick stop. Garrison did leave the bases full last inning. Now they looking to threaten here and try to put another run up in the second. Yes, coming off the mound will be Green. Just had that feeling with 2 outs, going to try to make something happen. And now a single somewhere by Crawford more than likely brings in the runner from second base. Here's the 1-2. Nice pick in the turf there by Burns.
And not only did he pick that, but he come up ready to throw. I mean, just good footwork.
Keeping this momentum going. If you're going to go down to third base, I got you, especially with the lefty at the plate. Yeah. 2 balls, 2 strikes with 2 down here in the top of the second with a runner at second. Breaking ball, high chopper, that'll go foul, and we'll do it all over again at 2-2 on the reset. Rest of the tournament tomorrow, coverage begins at 1:30 with an elimination game. Championship will follow, and then if needed on Tuesday, championship game number 2 and a winner-take-all state title at 1:30. 2-2 pitch. High chopper right back up the middle. Lillemone crossing, firing, and throwing across for the punch-out. There were no runs, no hits, no errors, and a runner left. We have played 1.5 today here on the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard. Garrison leads by 2.
Growers, prepare your fields and yields against the wet conditions today and beyond with the Drain Tile Project from Chad's Excavating out of Mayville. Drain tiling will improve and increase your yields and land values for years to come. Chad's Excavating provides free detailed estimates, and with over 40 years of combined success, they provide professional installation and service. Call Chad today to prepare for your future and any questions that you might have. That's Chad's Excavating out of Mayville, helping farmers grow.
Emery Vistos Implement has been family-owned and operated since 1935. Located in Oaks, North Dakota, they sell CarQuest automotive parts and numerous lines of agriculture parts. Plus, you'll have to stop by and check out their clothing and footwear department, featuring the brands of Brothers in Arms, Howitzer, Ariat, Cinch, and Twisted X Footwear. Emery Vistos Implement, everything and anything you need is under one roof. Stop in just south of Oaks on Highway 1 or call 701-742-2167.
Double plays throughout the course of the tournament are brought to you in part by Lamore Hardware. They carry your everyday items at Lamore Hardware, from plumbing to automotive, electrical, and more. Plus, if you're looking for some new furniture and decor, they got a wide selection of brand new furniture. Go online to LamoreHardware.com if you can't make it to Lamore Hardware in person. Again, that's online at LamoreHardware.com for any twin killing double play opportunities. Now for Grafton, after a 3-up, 3-down first, we'll see what they can do against Yoakum here in the second. This one will miss outside for a ball with Wes Johnson. Johnson, 3 for 6 at the plate with 5 runs driven in and a run scored so far here for Grafton in this tournament. Johnson, towering pop-up that'll go towards the third baseman Coble in foul territory, makes the play. 2 pitches, Johnson is retired. And there's one down here in the second inning. It goes to Soren Olsen. Olsen here for Grafton is 1 of 3 with a run scored and a run driven in. A couple of walks here for Soren as well in the tournament. As Grafton is looking for their first base hit against Yoakum. High chopper up the third base side. That'll go foul. It's 0-1. Just to show you the pitcher difference so far, you have Grafton's pitcher with Green, 46 pitches through 2 innings. And now Yoakum still needs 2 more outs, but this will be pitch number 16 in comparison in his performance. That'll miss at the letters. It's 1-1. State B Legion tournament here on YourLiveEvent.com. You have 9-man, 11A. That's 1A football starting on August 21st here in the state. This one will go foul for Grafton. They're going to host Hillsborough Central Valley on August 21st. So that'll be their first game. A little spoiler Borough action here in August. The 1-2 offering. Another foul ball brought to you in part by Olsen Accounting for Soren Olsen. It's an interesting time, right? You know that you can enjoy summer, but you know that fall and school's around the corner. You still want to squeeze as much of summer as you can before you get to the fall. 1 ball, 2 strikes on the way here for Yoakum. This one is going to be popped up. Yoakum on the mound, goes to his left, almost trips, and it does come off the glove on an error. Well, those are always the difficult ones with the mound. Sometimes you'll hear people say, let someone else take it because of you're taking a different step from the mound than what you're used to. That's first error of the game, and there goes the perfect game there with Yoakum.
Yeah, and it might be something that Grafton's able to use now with this base runner on here in the 2nd inning.
So Frazier will get aboard after the error by Yoakum. Tying run comes up to the plate here for Frazier. Frazier 1 of 7 with a run driven in. Takes a healthy cut at this one, and there's the first hit of the contest for Grafton. Rounding second, he'll put on the brakes there is Soren Olsen, and the Spoilers get their first hit of the game on an opposite field single here for Cam Frazier. Brought to you in part by Chris Mill with Nodak Insurance Company and Aaron on the very next pitch. Before you can blink, Frazier says, I'm not going deep into the count. Let's fillet one into right center. Brody Lillimon, 3 for 7 at the plate with 2 runs driven in. He will take outside for a ball. It's 1-0. As Grafton has their first 2 base runners here on the contest in consecutive order. Olsen at second base, Frazier at first. Yoakum falls behind on Lillimon. 1-0 going to be called a strike. It's going to be 1-1. Lillimon didn't like that call from Eric Olsen, thinking that he had to dance out of the batter's box. The 1-1. This will be hit to straightaway center field and die for a base hit. And this will get by the center fielder on the hop. 1 run comes in. How far can Frazier go? He'll stay put at third base, and it's a 2-1 ball game. Olsen comes in to score. Frazier will go to third base, and then Lillimon able to get the base hits. It's now 2-1 with runners at the corners. I'll give that the second error with Eigelhart, too, as you kind of saw him take a divot out of center field there, Brent, just on the hop that came through.
Yeah, it took a big chunk out of there. I mean, you can see it from where we're at. Don't even need the binos for it.
Well, Garrison's been the benefactor of some errors again against Lisbon and Thompson, and right now they're giving those errors back. Murphy's Law, everything will, so to speak, come back to the middle. There's still only 1 down here in the second. First pitch swinging with Luke Height. He fouls it back, and Grafton very aggressive here in the second inning against Yoakum right now with that first pitch.
Yeah, a little momentum shift there as, Grafton, that top half of the second inning, came in and kind of shut the door on the mound. So a little momentum here going in the bottom of the second.
Frazier at third base. Lillimon stands at first. I'm going to time call that at the plate here with Luke Height. Height 0 for 2 so far here in the tournament, looking for his first base hit, and possibly as coming down, this would be Lillimon. And Frazier will stay put at third base. So Lillimon gets in a scoring position. And the steal brought to you in part by S&T Quick Stop. And Frazier was just kind of hanging down the third base line. I was waiting to see if Legge would maybe go towards third and throw behind him instead of going for Lillimon. But all of a sudden now a base knock to tie and possibly take the lead. Yoakum with the pitch, hit right back up the middle. The shortstop will play it there. Crawford makes the play across the diamond. They get the out. The run comes in to score, but they're going to call interference. They're going to call interference on Lillimon on Crawford. So Lillemont is going to be out, and Coach Fike is going to talk it over here with Pat Adair and Mr. Carlbloom. So the question becomes, is that a twin killing with Lillemont being out, and then you get the runner out at first base? And then they're going to talk it over here because that would be the second and third out respectively. As you saw Lillemont go from second to third on the play, Crawford looked like he kind of made a little bit of contact with him. They're going to go through here and make sure everything is good. So it looks like Frazier's going to go back to third base with the interference. Lillemont will be retired. There'll be runners then at the corners, I believe, after everything is all said and done. So that's exactly what we'll have. So Luke Height will reach base. Now it goes to Winterovich here. Lillemont's retired. There'll be 2 down with runners at the corners after everything is all said and done. So instead of a run coming in with 2 down and we're tied at 2 apiece, it's a 2-1 contest right now. The run does not count, so still 2-1. And it goes to Winterovich with a brand new batter at the plates. So that's one that we haven't seen here in the tournament.
Yeah, mark that one off the card.
And for Grafton, it would have been a tie ball game. Instead, now you're down by 1, looking for a wild pitch, a base hit, or something from your number 9 hole. As Winterovich will duck, and it hits him. It didn't hit the bat. It hit Winterovich. Bases are full here for Grafton.
Yeah, made an attempt to get out of the way, still downed him there with that ball.
And what it does, it brings up the ever-dangerous Cruiser Burns, our player of the game yesterday here for Grafton. And if you're Grafton, I'm not sure between him and Keena, who would you rather want up in a situation like this?
Yep.
Pitch number 27 for Yoakum in what has been a strange bottom of the second inning. Burns will wear it, and we're tied at 2. As Burns going up the first base line here, he is excited. Tied at 2 apiece. I don't know if I've seen someone get hit by a pitch that much more excited. He gets the run driven in.
Yeah, he gave the I'm going to eat sign there and made her down the first.
So coming in will be Frazier, as we have Luke Height over at third base with Winterovich now at second. Burns will come out with the courtesy runner. As Stuckaluck, who probably had the best base running yesterday, going from second to home on a double play chance. Keena takes a home run swing. It's foul. It's 0-1. Also, Grafton has done this with their 8th batter of the plate. I'm barely taking any pitches, for crying out loud. Yoakum, this will be his 30th pitch of the game. Righty-lefty matchup. This will be called the ball. It's 1-1. The call was made, though, immediately from our umpiring crew, though, again, with the interference call. So that was made right off the bat on why it was interference. The 1-1. That'll work outside now. 2-1 with Ty Story due up next.
Yeah, it's hard to question much on a call like that. You got 3 umpires on the field, so, they got it well covered out there.
Here's the 2-1 offering. Foul again, and it will be 2-2. For Garrison, it'll be Eigelhart, Robertson, Coble, the 4, 5, and 6 batters. And does this have the smelling of a 10-9, 10-8, maybe kind of a baseball game? The 2-2 pitch from Yoakum. That'll miss. Yoakum wanted it. It's 3-2. Keena works the count full, so a hit-by pitch with Winterovich, and then a hit-by pitch by Burns. What do we have here on 3-2 to Keena? Nowhere to put him. Runners go. Keena takes an inside walk. 3 straight free bags here for Grafton, and Grafton has taken the lead. It's 3-2. Coming in to score will be Luke Height. Winterovich takes third base. Stuckaluck at second, and now Keena stands at first as we get a quick meeting on the mound, brought to you in part by Riverside Building Center here in Lisbon. Go to rbclisbon.com. Brent, what is different in the second inning compared to the first inning here for Grafton at the plate?
I'm just going to go back to the top of the second inning with, Garrison responding on the mound, and they got a little momentum from that, and now they've just been able to get the ball or get runners on base, and then they're able to get some timely hitting, and now they're just working the count, and the count keeps going up there.
Story would like to barrel a baseball up somewhere. His exit velocity is insane when he does. But right now, he might say he might have to throw a couple strikes. Ninth batter here for Grafton in the inning. Story struck out looking his last time up after working the count to 2-2 in the first. 1-0 pitch. There's a towering pop-up into straightaway center field. Eigelhart has it measured to retire the side. But Grafton puts 3 runs across on just 2 hits. There were 2 errors with 3 runners left on base. We played 2 today here in Lisbon with a new score on the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard. It's Grafton 3, Garrison 2.
Hunter Insurance Agency is a locally owned full-service agency providing protection and coverage in a number of different areas. Hunter Insurance Agency offers multi-peril crop insurance, crop hail insurance, and farm insurance for buildings and equipment. Plus, they offer home, auto, life, and business insurance. For more information, go online to hunterinsuranceagency.com or stop in and speak with Johnny Jorgensen at Hunter Insurance Agency. Find them at 201 Main Street, Hunter.
Lamore Hardware carries your everyday items for plumbing, electrical, automotive, and more. Head to Lamore Hardware for in-store deals on Milwaukee tools and check out the new M18 Hot Shot Card Jumper Pack. And when you purchase certain Milwaukee M12 tools, receive a 2-amp battery for free. Plus, browse their Sweet Pickins section. You'll see brand new furniture and decor. Lamore Hardware is your community one-stop shop. For more information, go online to lamorehardware.com. That's lamorehardware.com.
On the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard, sharing their heritage and their future with locations in North Dakota and Minnesota. Go to dhb.bank. Chase Miller alongside Brent Tick with you on this Sunday afternoon as we work our way into the evening with Thompson and Lisbon to come. But right now, this one has an instant classic feel to it with what we've seen in 2 innings. As it'll be middle of the lineup. Trayson, Gage, and Cooper, 4, 5, and 6 batters due up here for Garrison in a game that's already gone 42 minutes. Green, 2 innings of work, making Eigelhart tap dance. It'll be now 2-0. Trayson with a single his last time up in the first was stranded at third base. Green, 2 innings of work, 3 hits, 2 runs that were earned, a walk, a hit by pitch, and a strikeout so far. This will miss inside. It's now 3-0, and pitch number 50 upcoming. So he'll have 70 remaining throughout the rest of this contest. Taking all the way is going to be Eigelhart. He'll take a free bag on 4 pitches, and Trayson will be at first base. As they'll see this one now. Coming to the plate, Gage Roberts, who had a single with a run driven in his last time up in the first, which was the first run of the game here for the Garrison Titans. Garrison put 2 runs up in the first inning. They left the bases full. How big is that now coming into play after Garrison put up 3 runs in the second? As Roberts takes a strike, runner at first base is Eigelhart being held on by Frazier. So both teams have led, both teams have trailed here in this game in the first 2 innings. Runner's going to break for second. Burns with the 2-hop throw, not going to beat him. As Eigelhart will scamper in to second base. That's an S&T quick stop. Stolen base here in Thompson. S&T quick stop. You can be just as quick with food and fuel and get on with life and get on the road again with S&T quick stop here in Thompson. Garrison with another stolen base here. That was going to be their second so far of the day. As Green works ahead, though, on Gage Roberts, 0-2. 0-2 high chopper, hit up the third base side. That'll go foul, and we'll do it again. Well, Brent, you get to a semifinal round. I don't care if it's wrestling, basketball, baseball. This has the feeling of a state semifinal right now here in Lisbon.
Yeah, I mean, both teams looking to get into that championship game, and they're just not going to leave anything out on the field today. They're going to go at it toe-to-toe here.
Green with the 0-2. High, towering fly, hit deep down the left field line, slicing foul, as this one will go out of play. Kind of looks like a tee shot sometimes, either on the slice or the hook. You just hit it, and you're like, oh, that's not going straight. Time to bring out the wood chipper to try to get through the trees. 0-2 pitch upcoming as you see Eigelhart back at second base. And both these teams can be aggressive to try to get to third on a steal. 1-2, now count upcoming. that was Cruiser Burns. I definitely say look out because we've seen him try to steal home and third base here in this tournament. But here with Eigelhart, that secondary lead, once he goes out of your frame from that center field, you know he's got a healthy lead and kind of run towards third if he can. 1-2 breaking ball hit down the line, gloved there by Height. Height will throw it across the diamond. They do get the runner, but nice base running by Eigelhart going from second to third. So it ends up being a productive out for Gage Roberts. There's one down on the 5-3 putout. Brent, how big is that in terms of just base running there, what we saw from Trayson?
Yeah, you know, he was able to make his way down to second with the stolen base. Now over to third. A wild pitch will score him. Pass ball, whatever you want to say. So it just moves that runner up, like you keep saying, 90 feet.
Coble was hit by a pitch which plated a run. That was Crawford back in the first to make it 2-Love Titans. He takes a swing and a miss. It's 1-1 in Green right now. Not saying he's going away from the fastball, but we're seeing a little bit more breaking balls here in the third inning against these Titan batters. Showing him a little something different the second time through the lineup card here. As Ty Run stands at third base here for Garrison. The 0-1 pitch. On a work outside for a ball, it's 1-1. State B Legion Tournament AA. Congratulations to Fargo Post 2 as they'll make their way to the Central Plains Regional in Mandan with the AA Championship. The Single A tournament will wrap up tomorrow in Williston on who's going to win a state title in A. The 1-1 step-off pick and coming back. And anytime you got a runner on third and a step-off, you're awfully close to balking in a run. You know, you better make sure that you continue with the throw to third base. As Height pretty much going with the runner down the line to keep him close. The 1-1, a little miss, now 2-1. For Grafton in the bottom of the third inning, we'll see Story, Johnson, and right around there with Johnson, Olsen, and Frazier due up. Here's the 2-1. This one will go foul. Frazier's going to let that go foul as it goes well out of play. Foul ball is brought to you in part by Olsen Accounting. 2-2 pitch upcoming Green so far with one punch out. That was with Seidler back in the second. I would like to get one here if he can and keep that runner at third base with Emmett Leahy due up next. Two. This one will be hit up the third base sign foul, and Cooper Coble right now having a good productive at-bat as it stands. Fouling some pitches off and trying to see if he can hit one as the infield outside of the third baseman is playing back. So if you cannot hit it to third or the pitcher, even something on the infield here by Coble could easily tie up the game. 2-2. He went through the zone. Eric Olsen's going to say, Pat, don't even need you to call for that one. That's a strike. It's number 2 on the punch-out. And Coble knew it right away. He went through the zone on a high fastball, and there's 2 down. Emmett Leahy reached base on a fielder's choice his last time up. Garrison trying to tie this game up in the third. As this goes foul, it's 0-1. This is what postseason baseball is all about. Doesn't matter if it's college, doesn't matter if it's postseason. You're kind of hanging on every pitch on how the game can possibly turn in or against your favor. The 0-1. That'll be called a strike, paint in the corner. It's 0-2. And Green, one more strike, can get out of the situation unscathed. Here's the 0-2. Hit up the third base side. That'll go foul. We'll keep it at 0-2. So Eigelhart with a walk, a stolen base, a heady play on the ground out by Roberts to get to third. Coble with a strikeout. Now Leahy has to battle down no balls and 2 strikes with pitch number 4 of the at-bat. Green with his 66th pitch here of the afternoon. That'll miss. Now 1-2. I think the scouting report on most pitchers when it's 0-2, high fastballs that we've seen consistently at the letters or above. The 1-2 pitch challenged him, and this goes foul yet again. So doing a good job as Leahy staying alive, and he'll see his 7th pitch of the at-bat upcoming. A reminder still to come a little bit later on here. Might be this evening, depending on how this game goes. For surely the afternoon, going to be Thompson and Lisbon. Good block by Burns. It's 2-2. Buttman due up next, the DH here for the Titans. His runner at third is Eigelhart. He wants to try to see if he can come in and score. The 2-2, that'll just miss this as the infield was taking about 1 to 2 hard steps towards that Grafton dugout, and everybody had to pause and reset. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Eigelhart at third, and Emmett Leahy, after falling behind 0-2, has worked to count full. Off speed, and this one will miss. And how about the at-bat for Emmett Leahy as he will take first base?
Yeah, just good patience up at the plate, draws the walk. Now you got runners at the corner.
And coming on in courtesy running, again, we'll make our way with Grant Leahy. So Grant will come on at first base. And now with Buttman. So runners at the corners with 2 down, but yeah, Emmett did a good job working the count, taking some pitches, as you said, Brent. That was a very big league at bat.
Yep.
As the wind continues to pick up and howl a little bit throughout the course of the afternoon. More coming in as well. Let's just call the strike here to Ethan at 0-1. Garrison sent 8 batters to the plate in the first, 4 in the second. This would be their 5th in the third. Green works ahead again as he did on Emmett Leahy, but then lost him. Buttman and Green. Pop up, Lillimon. If he can track it with the wind, he does to retire the side. There were no runs, no hits, no errors with 2 runners left. Garrison has left 6 runners on base with 4 of them in scoring position so far here this afternoon. On the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard, it's 3-2 Grafton on YourLiveBet.com.
Benedictine Living Community in Lemoore has job openings for the following positions: RN, LPN, CNA, and Activities Assistant. To apply or receive more information, scan the QR code now on screen or call 701-883-5363. That's 701-883-5363 for job opportunities at Benedictine Living Community in Lemoore.
Sharing our heritage, sharing our future. Choosing the right bank for your financial needs can be challenging with the many choices available. Dakota Heritage Bank is pleased you're interested in knowing more about what they can do for you. The Dakota Heritage Bank community bank setting is a strong advantage they have over larger, less personal banks. Customers are more than account numbers, they are friends and neighbors. Working together, Dakota Heritage Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
As we return here, taking a look at our bracket breakdown, brought to you in part by Hunter Insurance Agency. Earlier today, Lisbon with a 3-2 win over Edgeley. Cordero picked up the win in that one. Then Thompson with a 7-2 win over Burlington. So Edgeley, Burlington, Lemoore, and Velva all have been eliminated. And one other team, either Thompson or Lisbon, will join them later tonight in our final elimination game. As the winner of this game will play tomorrow at 3:30. The loser will play the winner of Thompson-Lisbon tomorrow at 1:30 when our coverage starts back up for date number 4. That's our bracket breakdown, brought to you in part by Hunter Insurance Agency. Go to hunterinsuranceagency.com, as this one is going to be grounded up the first base line. Flipping it, firing, and making a nice play there is Roberts to Matt Yoakum, as Wes Johnson is retired on the play. 1-3 on the putout. 1 down here. Soren Olsen will dig in. Reach base on an error on a pop-up to Matt Yoakum that started then the frenzy for Grafton after that. Able to score the first run of the game here for Grafton. Foul tip into the glove of Emmett Leahy at 0-1. The good news, though, for Garrison is Matt Yoakum's got a lot of bullets in the chamber left, so to speak, because this is just his 40th pitch. I'll miss for a ball. It's 1-1. Yoakum with a 3-up, 3-down first, and then sometimes it's just one inning that is a riddle. The 1-1 pitch, that'll hit him. Soren Olsen, second time he's able to reach base, is his second hit batter by Yoakum, and you'll get a runner at first base as we see it here with Soren Olsen, making sure he's going to be all right as they call for a quick time and see if we maybe get a courtesy runner.
Yeah, that's definitely a stinger on that hand.
Nice black and blue, you can say. As we're back to business, Frazier hit the first base hit as he wasted little time on the first pitch, hit it to right center his last time up. Olsen stays put. Frazier takes outside for a ball. It's 1-0. Garrison with 2 runs in the first inning. Grafton answer with 3 runs in the bottom of the second, and that's where we stand right now on the DHB scoreboard. Pick play. Olsen has to come back in, slides in safely. After Frazier, got Lillemole and then Heights here for Grafton. 1-0. That'll miss. It's 2-0. Taking his leave off of first here is Olsen. He'll stay put. 2-0 pitch going to be hit on the ground and through for a base hit. Frazier with his second hit of the game, and he has stung the ball twice nicely in the 6th spot. Runners at first and second coming up for Lillemole. Lillemole with a single, a stolen base that was called out on an interference, which at the time would have tied the game, but Grafton eventually did tie and take the lead then in the second. And Grafton threatening here in inning number 3. Yoakum with the pitch. Lillemole dances out of the way. It's 1-0. Luke Height due up next. Frazier at first base. Olsen at second. And Yoakum looking to find the rhythm that he had in the first. The 1-0. That'll be called a strike. It's 1-1. State B Legion tournament here from Lisbon Fire Department Field in Lisbon, North Dakota at Sandager Park. It's been a nice 3 days of baseball. No complaints here. The 1-1. This will be laced in the air and over the shortstop's glove into left center field. Rounding third is Olsen. He's coming on in. The relay is not going to be in time. It's an RBI single for Lillemole, and Grafton takes a 4-2 lead. I would say that deserves a high five from your assistant coach.
Hey. It wasn't a knuckle bump. That was a high fiver over there on first.
Lillemole gets his first run driven in of the contest. Olsen comes in to score his second run of the game. Frazier stands at second, and we got a quick meeting here off the mound brought to you in part by Riverside Building Center. How about this for your 5, 6, and 7 batters? They've all reached base, 4 singles, 3 runs scored with a run driven in and a stolen base. Now that is production for Olsen, Frazier, and Lillemole at 5, 6, 7.
Yeah, if there are any question marks after that first inning about Grafton, I think they've answered those.
As Luke Height will dig in, and all of a sudden Yoakum trying to minimize another Grafton inning here. As Height will take a ball outside, it's 1-0. He's the one who hit the ball, which Lillemole was called out on the interference call in the second. He eventually did come in and score, however, on a bases-loaded walk by Keena. 1-0 going to be hit on the ground. This will be a 2-hopper. Nice backhanded play by the shortstop as Crawford gets the lead runner and goes over to Coble. Frazier's retired. That was a nice defensive play by Crawford.
Yeah, just a bang-bang play over there. Got the lead runner.
As Winorovich will step up. He was hit by a pitch and stranded at third base his last time up. Chase also spelled C-H-A-C-E. A pitch. I spell it S-E. Not saying either way is right. Just talk to your parents, and to say which way you like it. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Winorovich. Lillemole stands at second with Height at first. That'll be called a strike. It's 0-2. For Garrison in the 4th inning, you'll see the 9-1 and 2 batters. Skachenko with Seidler and Yoakum due up here for Garrison. I'll miss outside for a ball. It's 1-2. Batter number 6 of the inning here for Grafton. It's already been a fruitful inning, if you will, with a run, but it can be a little bit better with a base hit. 1-2, swing and a miss, and Yoakum gets his second strikeout of the afternoon. There does come one run across on a pair of singles. The RBI single by Lillemole. No errors with 2 runners left on base, as now Grafton has left 5 runners on base with 3 in scoring position. We head to the 4th inning. New score, Grafton up by 2.
Farming today doesn't always feel the same way it used to. Then again, some of it feels all the same. Maybe it isn't so much the jobs that changed, but how they get done. Now that's a different story. Everything got bigger and smaller at the same time. Insurance, accounting, and taxes can get complicated, so you need someone who's looking to keep every dollar possible in your pocket. Ag Country.
Hit your finances right out of the park with Olson Accounting in Lisbon. Whether you're a farmer, small business owner, or individual taxpayer, Olson Accounting delivers professional financial services you can count on. Olson Accounting wishes the best to all teams in the State B Legion Tournament. Don't strike out with your finances. Step up to the plate with Olson Accounting, located at 210 Main Street in Lisbon, or call 701-683-2700. As we come back here for our Bank North in-game update, taking a look at the scoreboard. Garrison 2 runs on 3 hits. They have committed 2 errors with 6 runners left on base. Grafton 4 runs on 4 hits, no errors, and they've left 5 runners left on base. Both you have Green, and alongside with him in Yoakum, still in the pitcher's mound as it stands right now. As Green on for his 4th inning of work. That's an in-game update brought to you in part by Bank North. Go to banknorth.bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. See what values-based banking can do for you at Bank North. Chase Miller, Brent Dick with you here in Lisbon. Skachenko will take a strike. It's 1-1. Was hit by a pitch, stole a base in the second, and then eventually stayed put at second base during that time. Here's the 1-1. Ooh, good breaking ball by Green. Tell you what, as this game has gone on, I think the breaking ball has been Green's better pitch than the fastball here, Brent.
Yeah, probably just wanted to find a way to work that into his pitch rotation. He definitely got on it.
1 ball, 2 strikes upcoming. The pitch. Fastball up and at the letters. It's now 2-2. I'm back to the top of the lineup for the 3rd time through for Garrison here with Seidler on the on-deck batter. The 2-2 pitch upcoming from Green. I will nearly hit him. It's 3-2. Start going back up, and how many pitches can you get? 20 more pitches in this inning. You only have about 20 more pitches then for Green yet to have before his afternoon is done. 3-2 pitch, and Skachenko will take a free base for the 2nd time, and Green has 3 walks, 1 hit by pitch with 2 strikeouts, and now a runner will be with Skachenko and a guy who can get a stolen base at first. Tying run coming up to the plate here for Brody Seidler, who's 0 for 2 with a pop-out and a strikeout. Garrison Titans against Grafton here, post 41. Garrison post 49. As this will be called a strike, it's 0-1. Burns behind the plate. You have Hyde at third base with Lillimone at shortstop. Olsen over at second, and Frazier holding on the runner at first here for Grafton. In the infield, outfield left to right, Johnson with Kina in center, and Winorovich stands in right field. Here's the 0-1. Runner's going to break. Burns with the throw. Here's the throw. The one-hopper. Does he get him? Yes! A one-hop tag by Olsen. What a throw by Burns, and Skachenko's retired at second base. That might be your play of the game as it stands right now, as you get a runner retired in scoring position.
Yeah, great throw, great positioning down there on the tag, and just you can't play that any better than that.
As Seidler to the plate. This one then on the very next pitch, you would have taken second base as it gets by Burns. It's now 1 ball and 1 strike. Oh, Garrison has 2 stolen bases prior to that, so they're 2 for 3, but a large one here in the 4th. High grounder. This will go to the third baseman. Feeling it there as Height throws it across, and this will airmail the first baseman, Frazier, rounding first. On his way to second is Seidler, and he will stand up, and it looks like he might have pulled a hamstring. The way he was coming in, he's going to call time. So it's an error on the third baseman on the throw. And you hope that Seidler's okay, because he kind of was coming up, and normally when you see that, Brent, you kind of think of a hamstring immediately there with Seidler.
Yep. Either that or hit the base wrong. Looks like he's okay. He's going to tough it out.
So Seidler also is your left fielder. And there's been something about the outfield play here for Brent. We've said it. You know, Velva was one of them with Pesa and some others that we've seen. We've seen Lyons earlier robbing a catch, in center field. We've seen really good outfield play here for all 8 teams.
Yeah, they haven't juggled the ball or, many misplays out there.
As right now, Yoakum will dig in, trying to help his own cause with his teammate Seidler at second base. 1 down, off-speed pitch as this one is hit down the right field line. It's 0-1, top of the 4th inning here on the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard with Crawford due up next. Yoakum 1 of 2 with a run scored back in the 1st inning. As the runner at second again is Seiler as he reached base on the throwing error. 3 combined errors so far here between Grafton and Garrison. 7 hits, 6 runs. That'll be called a strike at the knee, 0-2. One thing Garrison has done, though, from the start, they took a good chunk of pitches against from Green from the first inning, and they just have kept adding to it in every particular inning here. Here's the 0-2 pitch upcoming from Green. A high chopper hit back to Lillimon. Lillimon fields it, fires across the diamond in time, does move the runner up to third base. So Seidler will be at third. Yoakum's retired 6-3 on the putout, and there's 2 down. It's kind of like a shoestring kind of a play there. You got to play the hop, and especially for a Lillimon who stands 6'6" plus for crying out loud.
Right. Yeah, if he's got to go down low to get that, that's a long ways down there for him.
Grady Crawford with a walk and a run scored is 0 for 1 here today. Grounded out to the aforementioned Lillimon in the second. This will be called a strike. It's 0-1. Batter number 4 of the inning here for Garrison. For Grafton, bottom of the 4th, they will be sending up to the plate. They're top of the lineup, 1-2-3 with Burns leading things off. The 0-1 pitch here from Green. Foul, and that'll go well foul. Maybe in the back end of a pickup truck, as that will go actually off a car. It's 0-2. So we said early on Friday, if you have foul ball insurance, good for you. No balls, 2 strikes with a runner at third base. The pitch. And there it is, Brent, the high fastball, 0-2. It's now 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, upcoming here to Crawford. Eigelhart due up next, hoping he has a chance here in the inning. 1-2 pitch will work outside, now 2-2. 331 down the left field line. It's 323 if you get it out, down and right. 376 to straightaway center, then left center to right center, 360 to about 373 in the power alleys here in Lisbon. Off-speed pitch, nearly got the strike. You could tell Burns, he wanted the Michael Jordan fist bump behind the plate on that one. Instead, we'll work the count full to 3-2. We saw a couple of close ones here where Grafton has kind of taken that second step towards the third base dugout. The payoff pitch hit right back, and this one will be down for a base hit. Garrison scores their 3rd run of the contest, an RBI single for Crawford, and Garrison able to cut into that lead. They're down by 1. Seidler comes in to score, so the top 3 batters have all scored a run here for Garrison, and Seidler, Yoakum, and Crawford. Crawford with his first run driven in of the contest. You got Roberts and Coble also with an RBI here today for Garrison. Now it goes to Trayson, who's reached base twice with a single, a walk, and a stolen base. He will take outside for a ball, and what this does now, it adds to the pitch count here with 93 pitches will be upcoming. So 1 ball, no strikes. As Jack Green takes his time. Now the question is, will he get through a whole nother first or possibly another inning right now with how Garrison has been working the count, the 1-0. Runner stays put. This will be hit right back off the glove. Lillimon has to stretch, does, and does a good job not allowing it to get into center field. That's a dart if you do, dart if you don't. If you make the play as a pitcher, you get an easy out. But there, Lillimon probably would have been there defensively. Instead, it's be a single off the pitcher, and Garrison now has runners at first and second.
Yeah, as they say, that's the way the ball bounces there. But a good effort.
As Trayson gets aboard, Roberts will dig in. He's 1 of 2 at the plate. Now the Titans with the tying run in scoring position and the go-ahead run in Eigelhart at first base. Green will look back the lead runner. Breaking ball in there for a strike. It's 0-1. Roberts with a run driven in back in the first. That was the second run. Excuse me, that was the first run driven in here for Garrison this afternoon. As Green, a long pause, taking a look at Burns. The pitch, Fly ball hit in the air. This one will go to center field. Keena will come in into a little bit of left center to retire this side. A run does come in off of 2 hits. There was an error with 2 runners left on base. New score here through 3.5 on the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard. Grafton 4, Grafton 3.
Let's talk about price. Yeah, we've heard it. Why would I pay more for Polar when Big Wireless is cheaper? Let's break it down. With us, you're not on hold with someone who's 3 states away. Your call goes to Kimberly, or Ashley, or Tamra, someone who lives right here. When your internet's down, we're not mailing you out a box. We're sending a real person, someone that knows your name and probably your dog's name too. So yeah, we're not the cheapest. We're the best experience. Polar Communications.
Riverside Building Center in Lisbon is the premier building supply headquarters in southeastern North Dakota. They have it from the basic home improvements to complete pre-built homes. Their staff is knowledgeable in every product they sell. With their large inventory and a fleet of 6 delivery vehicles, Riverside Building Center in Lisbon can bring the products to your job site. From a hammer all the way to a home, they have you covered. Visit rbclisbon.com today. That's rbclisbon.com. Riverside Building Center in Lisbon.
High school sports will be starting up here in a couple of weeks, but this is Legion Baseball here on yourliveevent.com. It's Grafton and Garrison for a complete schedule for the first few weeks from volleyball to Friday Night Lights. You can check it out on yourliveevent.com. Give us a like on our YouTube channel or hit subscribe as well. Chase Miller, Brent Dick with you here in Lisbon, and we'll be here with you tomorrow and if needed Tuesday as well for day number 3 of the tournament. Here is today is top of the lineup. Burns, Keena, and Story. This one missing for a ball. It's 1-0. Burns is 0 for 1 at the plate. Was hit by a pitch his last time up in the second. And this one will be a base hit. Burns gets aboard here to open up the bottom of the 4th inning. And Grafton has a speedy runner who has 4 stolen bases at first base.
Yeah, in that first inning, Burns, throwing out there at first base this time. Last 2 times he's been getting on here, so doing what he does.
5th hit of the contest, and here's the thing. Talking to both coaches before the game, Garrison knew Grafton's going to run, and Grafton, well, they're going to put it to 3rd to 4th gear at some point, as Keena will miss, and that's always the big thing. If you can keep guys off the base pass, you can take that part of the game away, but if you can't, then it's the old here we go again.
Yep.
1-0 pitch. Burns slides back in safely as Yoakum maybe caught Burns leaning just a little bit to second.
Yeah, he caught him as he's taking that primary lead, kind of like you're talking about, step, and the throw over.
Roberts trying to hold him. There's a second one as this one will go underneath Burns. So Roberts over at first base, Skachenko at second, Crawford at shortstop with Coble at third and Emmett Legge. That's around the infield. Outfield left to right is Seidler, Eigelhart, and Nordstrom. And if this was Major League Baseball, you could not throw back over to first base anymore if it was that kind of a rule. But here in Legion, not so much.
Unlimited.
You can throw there 1,300 times if you want. The 1-0, runner stays put. This would be called a strike, but Burns on that secondary lead, kind of seeing that delivery here from Yoakum and how far he can maybe get down between first and second. Yoakum from the stretch. Burns is going to break. Here's the throw by Emmett Legge. Not in time. Burns with a stolen base. His 5th of the tournament. That is an S&T quick stop stolen base. He could write it. Right when Burns gets on, he's not wasting any time. S&T quick stop, food and fuel fast. You don't need to waste time at S&T quick stop either in Thompson. Keena will bat with a runner in scoring position now, the 2-1, and he takes outside for a ball. It's 3-1. As the wind continues to wrap around and howl a little bit. As we do have a pitcher warming up down the line here for Grafton. We'll let you know about it in a moment. And Keena takes the walk. His 2nd walk of the game. And now it goes to Story. Story with a base has put the ball in play his last time up. Flew out to center. Here's a guy who can put a pretty good amount on it. Luke Height starting to warm up down the line here for Grafton. Story swing and a miss. It's 0-1. Have seen Height earlier here in the tournament. He had 2 pitches back on Friday to get the last out after Keena went 6 2/3. Runner's going to break. Burns goes to third, and he will slide in safely. It's a double steal. Burns and Keena now both in scoring position. S&T quick stop. Well, Burns with back-to-back stolen bases, and Keena saw him, so he'll take second, and now a base hit. Might not plate 1 but 2 here for Grafton. As the infield on the left-handed side coming in a little bit, here the 1-1. That'll be called a strike. It's 1-2. First baseman Roberts about even with the bag, and then you got Skachenko in his normal position at second. Here's the 1-2. Story fouls this one off and will stay alive. They're at 1 ball, 2 strikes for Matt Yoakum, his 65th pitch upcoming. I just feel like this could be an important point of the game. Grafton trying to separate a little bit here against Garrison. 1-2 pitch is laced in the air to center field, and that'll dive in for a base hit. 1 run will score. A second run coming on in for Keena. Story goes to second. It's a ringing RBI double, and Grafton leads by 3. 2 runs come in to score for both Burns and Keena. Eigelhart gave it a heroic attempt to try to make a diving play in center field. It's an RBI double, and Grafton has separated with their largest lead here at 3. There's still nobody out here in the inning, and the top of the lineup strikes again where they have driven in 4 of Grafton's 6 runs. Now it goes to Wes Johnson, who's 0 for 2. Johnson check swing doesn't go through. It's 1-0. If Eigelhart makes the play, it's for surely a sacrifice fly, but boy, that was hit well by Story. 1-0 pitch is fouled back. It's 1-1. Just the uppercut swing in modern day on baseball, we'd be saying, Brent, the exit velocity was at 102. Right. Or the angle, for what it was.
Hit the sweet spot of the bat, though. Sounded great.
That's all that you need. The 1-1. That'll be called a strike. It's 1-2. Game that's an hour and 17 minutes old and counting here in Lisbon. If you're a Lisbon Thompson fan, it could be a while before we get to your game. The 1-2 from Yoakum. That'll work outside for a ball, 2-2. And now the pitch count's starting to rise a little bit for Yoakum. This will be his 70th pitch upcoming. And again, we're still just in the bottom of the 4th inning. A lot of baseball to be had. Both teams have threatened multiple times throughout the course of this game. 2-2 is hit down the right field line, but foul. And we'll do it all over again. Foul ball brought to you in part by Olson Accounting. Wes Johnson looking for his first base hit today. And if he could get it, he could deliver another run. Story takes his leave off his second base. The 2-2 pitch. Johnson hits one to the shortstop, glove there by Crawford, fires across, and that'll be over the first baseman's head. Story will come in to score. Going to second base is Johnson on the air by Crawford. It's 7-3 Grafton. So a throwing error by Crawford allows Story to come in to score. Johnson will take second base, and it just went from bad to worse here for Garrison. That'll be their 3rd error of the contest here for Garrison. And as we said, they were the benefactor of some plays behind them the last 2 days. And right now it's Grafton that's putting the pressure on. They put up 7 runs on 6 hits as Soren Olsen will come up. Olsen takes a strike. It's 0-1. Olsen has reached base twice with 2 runs scored on an error and a hit by pitch. This one doesn't go through the zone. It's 1-1. The other thing is Yoakum's looking still for the first out of the inning with the 5th batter coming up. Grafton has put up a 3 spot so far here in the 4th. This one will be popped up out of play, and it's now 1-2. Well, Brent, the top of the lineup for Grafton is dangerous, and they're showing you why.
Yeah, with the bats and the speed on the bases.
Runner at second base is Wes Johnson. The 1-2 from Yoakum. Breaking ball. This one will get by Emmett Leahy on the pass ball. Going to third base will be Wes Johnson. As they see that here. As 2 balls and 2 strikes Upcoming to Soren Olsen. Runner at third. Olsen, pop up in the air. Crawford giving chase. He's calling off everybody, and Crawford will make the play. Well, there's your first out as it goes to Frazier. Grafton 3 runs in the second, a run in the third, and 3 runs in the fourth. Garrison 2 runs in the first and a run in inning number 4. And Garrison is hoping to minimize the damage to 3 because they got the bats that can definitely put up a big crooked number in their own right. But the question becomes, how much is too much of a hole to climb out of sometimes, Brent? As Cam Frazier will dig in. Frazier will take a strike. 0-1. Frazier with 2 hits today. A single to right, a single to left with a run scored here for the first baseman. The 0-1. Oh, miss for a ball. It's 1-1. Brody Lillimone due up next and Height. We did see Height warming up a little bit down the left field line. So with the scoring situation, we'll see if Green comes back or not. Here's the 1-1. Taking a good cut at that one was Cam Frazier. Well, you get 3 strikes. It's kind of like basketball. You get 5 fouls. You can use 4 of them and still stay in the game. Taking a good cut swing on that one is Frazier. Here's the 1-2. Foul ball. He hits it off his right foot, and then he kind of hits the left foot on the way back. Playing twister was Frazier.
Yeah, might as well hit both.
As we'll see the 1-2 still coming for the first baseman. On Grafton, they put up 7 runs against Lemoore, put up 6 runs against Edgeley, and they put up 7 runs here. So this generation, it's a perfect situation of 6 and 7. Here's the 1-2. Laced, and Fike will see this one go through the legs, and we'll continue at 1-2. Have you asked about 6-7?
Well, you know what, Chase, you fit that in here all 3 days of this tournament now.
You know, when you look up and it's 6 hits on 7 runs, it's not a true,
6-7.
The 1-2. Pop up in the air down the first base line, and this one will eventually go out of play. Kind of walled off down the first base side here, so almost look at the reactions of those people around him to see if it can possibly be there, and we'll redo the 1-2 all over again. Bottom of the 4th inning, runner at third base here as Wes Johnson. The pitch. That'll miss. 2-2. I think we said like the bomb, stuff of that nature.
Yeah, great.
Really cool.
Radical.
The 2-2 pitch. Foul. If you were in Britain, you'd say, that was bloody brilliant. Something of that nature.
Yep.
All across the pond. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Because right now, all of a sudden you keep looking up, and now we're at 85 pitches for Yoakum. That'll miss. It's 3-2. And Yoakum definitely laboring right now here in this 4th inning as he's throwing a ton of pitches on a warm afternoon. A 3-2 payoff pitch. And this one is roped and in for a base hit. What an at-bat by Cam Frazier. Coming in to score is Wes Johnson, and Frazier with his 3rd hit of the game, his first run driven in, and Grafton has an 8-3 lead. Tell you what, Cam Frazier, a sneaky player of the game right now. 3 times up with 3 singles, a run scored, and a run driven in as he has barreled the ball up with some quality at-bats.
Yeah, and he took a tumble down going down to first, so needs a little bit of time. Good thing we got this mound visit.
We're going to get a possible pitching change, it looks like. Here we'll let you know about the defensive indifference. I'll let you know about the defensive changes when we return.
Wallach Johnson Insurance is your friendly neighborhood team of qualified insurance professionals celebrating over 40 years of service. As an experienced independent insurance agency, they have access to highly rated insurance companies and can shop around to find you an affordable solution for farm, crop, business, home, and auto insurance. Visit them at one of their locations in Lisbon, Winter, or Rutland and get a free quote started today. For more information, go to nd-insure.com.
Show your Bronco pride everywhere you go with the Bronco Spirit card from American Bank and Trust in Lisbon, featuring the official Lisbon Bronco mascot logo. The Bronco Spirit card lets you support Lisbon Public Schools every time you make a purchase. With each swipe of your Bronco Spirit card, American Bank and Trust donates a percentage back to the school district to help fund projects of their choice. Stop by American Bank and Trust in Lisbon today and ask about the Bronco Spirit card. Locally owned, community focused, Bronco proud, member FDIC.
Stay up to date all year long with your live event from our social platforms with X, Facebook, and YouTube. From the latest coaches show to watch game broadcasts back on demand from earlier in the season. Search your live event on YouTube and hit subscribe.
Outside the three-point arc. Pick and pop here with Spaeth into the left side corner. Three, good.
For the complete and most up-to-date schedule throughout the year, head to our website at yourliveevent.com.
A couple of changes. Vadava will come in and courtesy run for Frazier at first base. We'll have a straight switch as Eigelhart will come in from center field to pitch. Yoakum will go to center. 86 pitches, 3 1/3 innings of work, 7 hits, 8 runs, 3 hit by batters with a walk and 2 strikeouts here for Matt Yoakum as Eigelhart will have his second appearance. He's already thrown 39 pitches, so he'll just have under 100 here for Eigelhart as he comes on for his second appearance as he last pitched against Lisbon back on Friday, and this guy was working quickly.
Yes.
2 innings of work, 1 hit, 5 strikeouts in that relief appearance. Riverside Building Center again with our pitching change. First pitch swinging is Lillimon as he fouls this one off. Brent, what did you remember seeing from the guy on the mound right now back on Friday?
Yeah, just the constant pressure, and you're right. I mean, this guy does not waste any time on the mound.
The 0-1 pitch. Lillimon fouls this one off. Oh, that's why you carry the glove in the dugout. That's 0-2.
Great
Have
play.
you ever caught a foul ball before?
Not like that.
Okay,
No.
gotcha. Not in the dugout?
Not in the dugout, no.
The 0-2 pitch. Eigelhart. This one will miss it by the catcher. That will be a pass ball going to second base. Here will be Vadava as he will now be in scoring position. Do coaches bring their mitts to the games?
I have an extra one that I bring,
there you go.
but I don't wear it.
1 ball, 2 strikes with 1 down. Grafton kind of looking to knock the wind out, if you will, of Garrison. The 1-2, Lillimon hits it right back up the middle. Crawford's going to play it, has some time, and easily makes the play. Does move Vadava up to third base here. 6-3 on the put out of Lillimon. And the 8th batter in the lineup card, and the 8th batter in the inning is Luke Height. Height reached base on the interference in the second. He did come in to score, reach base on the third on a fielder's choice. And Vadava is on the hook for Matt Yoakum if he does come in and score. This one missing for a ball. It's 1-0 here for Luke Height. 4 runs in the inning so far for Grafton. That'll miss now 2-0. I think if you're putting Eigelhart out here, if you're Garrison, you're saying we're definitely going to come back and win this one, as this will be a hard ground ball to Crawford. Crawford kept busy over at shortstop, off the first bag, and another error here by Crawford at shortstop. Vadava comes in to score. Luke Height will reach base on an error. The 4th here by Garrison, and those start to pile up and hurt. It's 9-3.
Yeah, Crawford just can't catch a break right now, so the ball just keeps on finding him over there. Can't find the mark going over to first.
As Chase Swinorovich will dig in, 0 for 1 with a hit by pitch back in the second inning, and this inning that will just never end for Garrison. As this will miss for a ball, it's 1-0. If you're Grafton, you get another base hit here by Winorovich. The top of the lineup, and Cruiser Burns is due up, and all of a sudden you get a hit and a hit. You might be talking about a mercy rule here in the 5th inning. Still Grafton with work to do to get there, but they've shown the lineup that they can do it this evening. Here's the 1-0 by Yoakum. By Eigelhart. This will go right back to Crawford, and Crawford says we're going to take the short way to finish the side. 9 batters come up to the plate. 5 runs come across. There were 3 hits on 2 errors with a runner left on base. As we have played 4 complete on the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard, it's 9-3 Grafton.
Say goodbye to discomfort and say hello to reaching your full potential. At Apex Physical Therapy and Wellness, our diverse team of experts has your back in any phase of life. From the warm, friendly greeting to connecting with your therapist, Apex Physical Therapy and Wellness is the backbone of your health. High-quality care with a personal touch. Apex Physical Therapy and Wellness.
It's safe to say we have it pretty good in the Drayton, North Dakota area. Growing sugar beets, making sugar, bringing a little sweetness to the world. Every day, American Crystal Sugar produces sweet products people love in a place we love to call home. It's a thing we like to call the sweet life, and we're proud to share it with you. American Crystal Sugar's Drayton facility wants you to enjoy the events in the communities of our area. Here's to living the sweet life. American Crystal Sugar, Drayton.
We're broadcasting today from the Wallach Johnson Insurance Agency broadcast booth. Wallach Johnson Insurance, from professional insurance service with a personal touch. Locations in Lisbon, Gwinner, and Rutland. In contact with Grant Walt and the crew at Wallach Johnson Insurance. Go online to nd-insure.com. Chase Miller alongside Brent Dick with you. We still got one more game to go a little bit later on here tonight with Lisbon and Thompson in an elimination game. And we'll go down from 4-3 as we're back to business. Coble, first pitch swinging, hits one up the third base side. That'll go foul. It's 0-1. Garrison has threatened in every inning. They scored 2 runs in the first. They left the bases loaded. They left a runner on in the second, left 2 runners on in the third, scored a run in the fourth, and left 2 runners on as well. Brett, I just equate that to a lot of chances that just haven't materialized compared to Grafton with 9.
Yeah, but, I think bringing in Eigelhart, you're right on that, though. The coach has a lot of confidence in his team and what they can do on the field, so they're still playing to win this game.
As Garrison right now down to their final 9 outs, but this is a team that they can put runs up on the board. We've definitely seen it here throughout the course of the season. A team that's only 3 losses are against Class A Legion competition. They haven't lost against a B team all year. Coming into today is this one will miss for a ball. It's 1-2, and our head coach was talking about being resilient. Well, this is maybe the most resilient in a state semifinal. At your team back to the wall. 1-2 foul, and right now for Green, he's going to be at the century mark, as he'll have 20 more pitches to utilize, and then Grafton will have to make a pitching change after that. So if there's good news for Garrison, they have hit Green. They just haven't been able to get the big hit that we saw from Grafton. But more importantly, it's been the errors. Grafton just with 1 error compared to 4 so far for Garrison. As Green, we'll see this. The 1-2, this will be hit on the ground up the third base side. It'll be foul again. Foul ball is brought to you in part by Olson Accounting. You can rely on the friendly team of professionals at Olson Accounting in Lisbon for all of your accounting needs. Go online to colsoncpa.com. The 1-2 pitch here from Green. This will be hit in the air. That'll go to right center field. Kina will give way to the right fielder. The diving play made by Winorovich. Winorovich with the diving play in right field, and Cooper Coble is retired, and there's one down. I kind of said it yesterday with Thompson against Garrison, just the ball didn't bounce their way, and it kind of has that same feeling now with Garrison against Grafton, that the ball just isn't bouncing the Titans' way. Yep. Emmett Legge has reached base twice on a fielder's choice and a walk. Legge will take down low for a ball. It's 1-0. Question is, can Green finish out this inning here for Grafton? And then where do we go after this? Grafton again is the home team, and if you put up a 0 on the scoreboard with how your bats are going, possibly trying to invoke the mercy rule, which is something we haven't needed so far in this tournament. Here's the 1-1. Foul tipped. It's 1-2. Might be some choppy waters on the lake around here if you make your way through, Brent.
Yeah, pool still looks calm over there.
Yeah.
So.
No whitecaps on the pool. Here's the 1-2. That's when I'll go past the catcher of Cruiser Burns. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. One more game to go here a little bit later on, and then in between there, we'll get to our post-game show, player of the game, final stats, and more. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. Green with the punch out, his third, and there's 2 down. Top of the fifth inning here on yourliveevent.com on the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard. It's a 9-3 Grafton lead over Garrison. As we'll have a pinch hitter into the game here for Garrison, Liam Crawford. Pinch hit for the DH here for Buttman. So Crawford will come up to the plate, and Liam will look to get on base and get a two-out rally going here. First pitch swinging, it's 0-1. Green looking for his first 3-up, 3-down inning here against Garrison. He has put up a couple goose eggs up there in the second and the third.
Yep.
The 0-1 is fouled off. It's now 0-2. For Grafton, back to the top of the lineup again with Cruiser Burns to lead things off in the fifth. Not going through. That's 1-2. So Liam Crawford, if he can get on base, you got Skachenko due up next, and back to Seidler here for Garrison. 1-2. Good take. Back-to-back times that Green went to the breaking ball. 2 balls and 2 strikes. He's got 9 more pitches to utilize here for Green. You can go over 120 if you're finishing a batter again in the day. 2-2 hit on the ground. This would be a chopper to Height at third base. Comes in, fires across in time to Frazier. And there's a 3-up, 3-down inning for the first time for Mr. Jack Green. 4.5 on the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard. Grafton leads it by 6.
In agriculture, the one thing you can count on is uncertainty. What if the GPS short circuits in your tractor? Do you have equipment breakdown coverage? Nodak Insurance has been insuring farmers and ranchers for over 70 years, and we've come across about every scenario you can imagine. Hi, I'm Chris Moen, your agent with answers at Nodak Insurance Company. I know insurance, I know North Dakota, and I might even know you. Call me today for details on how we can protect your farming operation at 757-1613.
R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is accepting applications for a broadcast sales representative. Applicant should be self-motivated, organized, have ability to communicate clearly, and the desire to help our customer partners grow their business with customer service for their advertising and marketing needs. All experience levels are encouraged to apply. To apply, email your resume to apply@rjbroadcasting.com. R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is an equal opportunity employer.
Lamore Hardware brings our double plays here throughout the course of the tournament. At Lamore Hardware, they carry your everyday items for plumbing to automotive and more. You can go online to lamorehardware.com. That's lamorehardware.com. Here from Lisbon, Grafton, simply put, if they can do what they did last half inning, this game will be done in the mercy rule. Garrison needs to make sure they don't score more than 4. Anything 4 or more, this game will be officially over as Cruiser Burns up to the plate. He's reached base twice. His last time up in the 4th inning was a clinic from a leadoff batter. The 0-1, that'll miss outside, and by a clinic, I mean reason why you're a leadoff batter. A single with 2 stolen bases and a run scored. 1-1's called a strike. It's 1-2. A 1-2 pitch. High chopper. Eigelhart trying to make the play. Fires across, not in time. Frazier's going to spin, turn, and he's going to go to second base and be in there here for Grafton. A bang-bang play over at first base. Able to make that one across. Going to give that on the throwing error for Eigelhart. So Burns reaches base, and he will go to second, and now it'll be Trenton Keena. So Keena with 2 walks and a run scored and a stolen base as well. And Burns, just like that, back on here at second. As Keena will dig in on the top of the lineup, doing what Grafton has done throughout the course of the tournament, being a nuisance to the opposing pitching staff. Eigelhart from the stretch. The pitch. Keena hits one high in the air, deep down the line, way back to the warning track, and that ball is just foul. It had the distance. It was hooking, slicing, and the pesky pole nearly got hit. The longest foul ball of the day. That would have been the first home run, and Keena nearly left the yard. That'll be a long strike. Eric Olson said it was a foul ball, so that's what it is. Keena nearly parked one towards the campers. Here's the 0-1. Keena went for it again. This will be a foul. It's 0-2. That's tough down there. You do get the pole. Then they got a light pole. Then you got green leaves everywhere. The 0-2 pitch. That'll miss. It's 1-2, but that was a hard, just a little bit fair. I mean, he had the distance to keep tracking it, Brent, down the line.
Yeah.
The 1-2. Keena went for it. Foul tip and might have hit the catcher a little bit here or there with Legge. And Keena is retired on the punch out here by Eigelhart, and there's one down.
Yeah, the right fielder out there, he's quick to make the call on the foul ball call out there.
Right fielder was definitely, like, trying his best with the wind to pull it down. Ty Story with a double. They got Cruiser Burns potentially in a pickle. Burns trying to get back. Is he out? Yes! So instead of a 2-run home run, a strikeout, and then caught at second base, and just like that, Grafton with 2 down here in a timely fashion in the 5th. Burns was trying to get that delayed steal where you kind of hop and then go to third, but Eigelhart was like, I've seen this show before, and able to throw behind him and run him back there.
Yeah, called him on his bluff.
Ty Story can get into some baseballs as well and let one ride. He's already got a double today. We'll work with a 2-0 count. All of a sudden for Garrison, can that be something that elevates you going into the 6th inning with Skachenko, Seidler, and Yoakum coming up to the plate, 9-1-2 batters. Story takes a breaking ball in there for a strike. It's 2-1. Grafton up by 6, bottom of the 5th. Story. We'll see strike 2. Eric Olson calling balls and strikes. Pat Adair will be our first base umpire, and Scott Carlblum is at third base. Thompson and Lisbon patiently awaiting the conclusion. 2-2, a miss for a ball. It's 3-2. Wes Johnson on the on-deck batter. There's the 3-2 pitch. Story fouls this one back, and will continue at 3-2. Do you let kids hit with wood bats at all, or is everything just kind of what we see here, Brent?
Yeah, and I do like wood bats, but no, we don't. We don't. Not in the game. We don't.
As Eigelhart rocks and fires. 3-2, a miss, and Story takes first base. Second time Ty Story has reached. So he'll be at first. Story the DH, with Wes Johnson reaching base on an error his last time up and was able to come in and score. 2 down, so you'll be off and running off the swing of the at-bat here if you're Ty Story with Johnson batting from the left-handed side. Foul tip into the glove. It's 0-1. It's Nordstrom playing down the right field side where Yoakum is shading into right center. So a lot of gap is left center field if Johnson can hit it in the outfield. Johnson will take a breaking ball. That'll miss low as it's 1-1. Grafton, 3 runs in the second, a run in the third, and 5 runs in the fourth, trying to keep that line a-moving. It's 2-1. Eigelhart as well threw 39 pitches back on Friday. So he's getting to the point here of nearly 70 total pitches thrown. He will have just one more appearance available as well for Garrison. 2-1's called a strike. It's 2-2. Loser of this game plays tomorrow at 1:30 against the winner of our next contest with Thompson and Lisbon. The 2-2. Work outside now, 3-2. While the winner will have a nice little break until about 3:30 tomorrow afternoon, and they know they're playing in the championship. Full count, payoff pitch here from Eigelhart. Foul ball, another foul ball, brought to you in part by Olson Accounting. Story will get a chance to reset. It's like the 100-meter dash when the gun goes off twice. You got to get ready.
False start.
To get back at it again. I think after about the second foul ball on a 3-2, you just start getting annoyed as a runner.
Yeah.
There's the pick play. Now you might be even more annoyed as Story gets back safely.
Yeah, that kind of reminds me of playing track and field on the Super Nintendo.
Oh, there we go.
False start.
Here's a good pull, the 3-2 pitch. Johnson hits one in the air. This would be a fly ball to center. Yoakum doesn't have to move much as he retires the side. Grafton just missed a home run down the right field side that was foul. Instead, there's no runs on, no hits, and error and a runner left on base. As we played 5 on the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard, it's still 9-3 Grafton. The friendly staff at Lemoore Drugstore reminds you from prescription requests and OTC medication. You can find it all at Lemoore Drugstore. Download the app to make refilling your prescriptions more convenient. With school just around the corner, stop by Lemoore Drugstore to pick up everything you need on your back-to-school list. Located in the center of Lemoore in the Bank North Mall. For more information, go to LemooreDrugstore.com. That's LemooreDrugstore.com, or stop in and check them out.
This is Chris from Agassiz Precision Ag, your local precision planting dealer. The dog days of summer are here and harvest has begun. Please stay safe this season. Summer also means heavily discounted shop, seed meter, and planter inspection rates. Cash and early order discounts pair with $50 per row rebate offered on new systems. And don't forget the fantastic interest rates, including 0% for 1 year. Give us a call at 701-636-2119 with any questions, or visit planterdoc.com.
Farming today doesn't always feel the same way it used to. Then again, some of it feels all the same. Maybe it isn't so much the jobs that changed, but how they get done. Now that's a different story. Everything got bigger and smaller at the same time. Insurance, accounting, and taxes can get complicated, so you need someone who's looking to keep every dollar possible in your pocket. Ag Country.
Show your Bronco pride everywhere you go with the Bronco Spirit Card from American Bank and Trust in Lisbon, featuring the official Lisbon Bronco mascot logo. The Bronco Spirit Card lets you support Lisbon Public Schools every time you make a purchase. With each swipe of your Bronco Spirit Card, American Bank and Trust donates a percentage back to the school district to help fund projects of their choice. Stop by American Bank and Trust in Lisbon today and ask about the Bronco Spirit Card. Locally owned, community focused, Bronco proud, member FDIC.
I got a pitching change brought to you in part by Riverside Building Center, and some defensive changes as you have Wes Johnson coming on now to pitch. He will go from left field to pitcher. Green comes out of the game, and then Jorgen Olson goes to second. Soren Olson goes behind the plate, and Cruiser Burns will go to left. First pitch swinging on the way by Mason Skachenko goes foul. It's 0-1. Pitching change brought to you in part by Riverside Building Center here in Lisbon. Go to rbclisbon.com. So Green finishes with 112 pitches, 5 innings of work, 5 hits, 3 runs, couple that were earned, 3 walks, a hit by pitch, and 3 strikeouts. And now you go from a righty to a lefty. That's 0-2. So Green will still have 1 appearance remaining, but with those 112 pitches, he's done for the tournament unless this somehow goes to Wednesday. So it doesn't really make too much of a difference here, Brent, as long as Mother Nature doesn't get a Bull Durham rainout, so to speak. Strike 3 looking as Skachenko is retired, and Johnson comes on for the strikeout. There's 1 down.
Just as long as you don't say the R word, and that's being rain. So.
I love them Bull Durham, not playing well. They're on the road. God, we can use a rainout.
Oh.
We're not going to get a rainout. It's 90 degrees every day. I can get you a rainout with Crash Davis, and goes into the park and, fires the sprinklers. We got ourselves an old-fashioned fire hazard or a rainout. There's a fly ball in the air to left. Cruiser Burns doesn't have to move much, and there's 2 down. Oh, something about Kevin Costner in baseball movies. He's made a lot of them. As Matt Yoakum will dig in. It's 1 of 3 with a run scored. And Grafton right now leads it by 6, and the Titans have only 4 outs to work with. But again, Grafton can come up in the bottom of the 6th and plate 4 runs, and you don't get that chance in the 7th. Johnson will deliver a strike. It's 0-1. Grafton will be sending their 5, 6, and 7 batters due up. Soren Olson, now the catcher, scheduled to come up here in the bottom of the 6th. Johnson sees one miss for a ball. So you have Lillimon, Bjornaby, Keena, Heights, and Green, and now this will be the 6th pitcher of the tournament for Grafton with Johnson. His first appearance. The 1-1. I'll work for a ball. It's 2-1. State B Legion tournament here on YourLiveEvent.com here from Lisbon. As the 2-1 pitch here from Johnson. I'll miss for a ball. It's 3-1. Well, for the Titans, it's going to maybe be a little bit of the what-if game. You know, they had bigger chances to put up runs earlier, and then just a handful of errors that were definitely costly that allowed Grafton to get some additional runs in this game to separate to where it is now at a 6-run lead. As that'll work for a ball, and Yoakum, the starting pitcher, now will take first base as it goes to Grady Crawford. Crawford has put the ball in play twice, reached on a walk and scored in the first, and an RBI single in the fourth, his last time up. And that one for Crawford, that's the last run here for Garrison, was back in that 4th inning. Yoakum stays put at first base. This one will miss outside for a ball. It's 1-0. Thompson and Lisbon still to come a little bit later on. Brent Dick will have the call for you for game number 12 of the tournament, as this one will miss. It's now 2-1. 4 games Friday, 4 games Saturday, 4 games today. You just kind of feel like you're in a baseball free fall, but in a good way when you're at the ball diamond all day long. Kind of has the feeling of Groundhog's Day at times. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Instead, pick play. Diving back safely is Matt Yoakum. Coming out to the ballpark tomorrow, the first game will start at 1:30. Then you get the championship game number 2. And Tuesday, if needed, would be scheduled for a 1:30 start time as well. Here's 2-0. That'll run in for a ball. It's 3-0 with Eigelhart 2 up next. That's what Garrison needs. They need to find a way to pass the baton, get some base runners going. As it stands right now, 3 balls, no strikes, 2 outs with a runner at first. That'll be called a strike. It's 3-1. That's Grady Crawford, lefty-lefty matchup here. And the 3-1. Check swing. That'll go foul. Will be 3 balls and a strike. Brent, able to see Jack Green be efficient still at the end of the day, even though after having a rough first inning, he put up 3 zeros, only 1 run since then. And after that first, he did a pretty good job of keeping those Titan batters off balanced.
Yeah, very resilient out there on the mound, be able to recover and come back strong.
This one will be a strike 3 looking. Crawford is retired. As coming on in relief is Johnson. 2 strikeouts, a walk through 4 batters. No runs, no hits, no errors with a runner left on base. As we played 5.5 on the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard, Grafton leads it by 6.
Treat yourself to a great career at American Crystal Sugar Company. Team up with quality people making quality products. Full-time and year-round in a stable business. With great pay and benefits including time off available from day one. American Crystal Sugar Company invests in you to promote your continued growth and career advancement. Grow your career doing your best work within the world's best beet sugar company. Apply online today at AmericanCrystalCareers.com.
Say goodbye to discomfort and say hello to reaching your full potential. At Apex Physical Therapy and Wellness, our diverse team of experts has your back in any phase of life. From the warm, friendly greeting to connecting with your therapist, Apex Physical Therapy and Wellness is the backbone of your health. High-quality care with a personal touch. Apex Physical Therapy and Wellness.
As we get to our Bank North in-game update, go to banknorth.bank. That's banknorth.bank. Member FDIC, equal housing lender at Bank North. For Grafton, 3 runs in the second, 1 in the third, and 5 in the fourth. They eventually chase Matt Yoakum on 86 pitches. On the opposite side, Green is on the hook for the win as it stands right now. 5 innings of work, 112 pitches, 5 hits, 3 runs against. That's your Bank North in-game update, brought to you in part by Bank North. Also, Grafton top of the lineup. 4 runs driven in here for Grafton between Burns, Keena, and Ty Story. And Cam Frazier's gone 3 for 3 so far at the plate. 2 balls and a strike. Soren Olsen. 2 runs scored as it stands right now. Eigelhart with the pitch. That'll miss. It's 3-1. So 3 balls and a strike upcoming from Eigelhart. As this will be called a strike, it's 3-2. Full count upcoming here to Soren Olsen, now the catcher. This will be hit on the ground. A chopper underneath the glove of the third baseman, in there for a base hit as Olsen climbs aboard here in inning number 6. Soren Olsen with the base knock as it goes to Cam Frazier. He's just had some quality at bats today. A single in the second, third, and fourth. A run scored here for Frazier, and then a courtesy runner with Vadova. Stuckaluk over at first base. We'll see if he has a little boot scooting boogie in him here at first. Well, he had a boogie on back to first base, maybe not to second, as Stuckaluk comes on, Brent.
Yeah.
Oh, we're just a fan of Stuckaluk after yesterday going second at home.
Yeah, you won me over.
Go back to the pitch, and this one is fouled back. It's 0-1. No balls and a strike here for Frazier. He's been productive in the number 6 spot there for Coach Fike. No balls and a strike as you see this one here. Eigelhart, and this is going to be hit high in the air, deep to left, way back, and this one off the left fielder's glove of Seidler. Stuckaluk's going to round second, on his way to third, and getting into second base is going to be Frazier as he's able to reach base for the 4th time today. Tough play by the left fielder with Seidler. He had to move and try to catch it. We'll give that a double because you had to try to make a little bit more than just an ordinary play on it, as now Frazier gets aboard with a base hit. Frazier will see that. And now runners at second and third all of a sudden now for Grafton. And Lillimon will take a strike. It's 0-1. Eigelhart due up. As Seidler will see this. It'll be 1 hopper to Legge. It's now 1-1. 1 ball and 1 strike, and the pitch. Lillimon hits one off the glove of Eigelhart. This will go to the second baseman, and that's bobbled by the second baseman. So Grafton scores a run. It's another error for Garrison, and Grafton has a 10-3 lead. Sometimes the ball has eyes, it feels like, against you. Frazier will go to third base. Stuckaluk comes in to score, and Lillimon reaches on the air. Now it goes to Luke Height, as we'll have a pitching change. We'll let you know about it next.
In agriculture, the one thing you can count on is uncertainty. What if the GPS short circuits in your tractor? Do you have equipment breakdown coverage? Nodak Insurance has been insuring farmers and ranchers for over 70 years, and we've come across about every scenario you can imagine. Hi, I'm Chris Moen, your agent with answers at Nodak Insurance Company. I know insurance, I know North Dakota, and I might even know you. Call me today for details on how we can protect your farming operation at 757-1613.
From on-site farm repairs to maintaining the condition of your vehicle, trust the staff at Welton's Tire Service. They've served the Lisbon area since 1972, guaranteeing customer satisfaction and workmanship from farm equipment, tire services, and preventative vehicle maintenance. You'll find it all from affordable prices, free estimates, to their knowledgeable technicians answering any question. Welton's Tire Service is locally owned and located on Main Street in Lisbon. For information, go online to weltonstire.net or call 701-683-5136.
At Bank North, we strive to enrich the lives of everyone we serve. One transaction, one relationship, and one community at a time. We do it by supporting kids and schools, pitching in to help neighbors in need, partnering with rural businesses, and providing all the traditional and modern banking products and personalized lending services you expect from a reliable financial partner. Bank North. Always true.
First day.
As we come back here on YourLiveEvent.com on the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard, Grafton 10, Garrison 3. How big is the non-2-run homer now? Because Grafton would just need one run to officially finish it off with the 2-run home run. Instead, it was foul ball, and that's what we'll go with here.
Yeah.
And that means now the tying or the game-ending run comes up to the plate here with Luke Height. Pitching change brought to you in part by Riverside Building Center. It'll be a straight switch. Eigelhart will go to shortstop. Crawford will go from shortstop to pitcher. Eigelhart, 2 appearances with 81 pitches, so he's got 1 appearance left, and he can come back and pitch here tomorrow with just those 42 pitches here as well today. Crawford with the pitch. Runners in a break for second base. Lillemont's coming in, and nobody was there to cover. So coming in to score will be Frazier, his second run. Lillemont goes to third. He gets the stolen base. Then the air will allow the runners to come in for an extra 90 feet. And all of a sudden you look up now, and Garrison has 8 errors against. And Grafton has 11 runs up on that Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard. So Frazier comes in. Lillemont goes first to third. It's 0-1 to Luke Height. Crawford with the pitch. That'll be out for a ball. It's 1-1. Height reached base on an interference call in the second inning by Lillemont at shortstop, but he reached base anyway. Reached on a fielder's choice in the third and an error in the fourth. This one hops the catcher with Emmett Leahy. Lillemont standing up, and Grafton now has a 12-3 lead. Well, we're going to be on the wild pitch, so 2-1 to Heights. And now Grafton needs the elusive last run of the game. And if they do get it, this will be our first run rule. As it stands, 2 balls and a strike here to Height. Height will take a strike. It's 2-2. As Chase Winorovich will dig in coming up next. And then back to the top of the lineup for Cruiser Burns for the 5th time. This one will miss for a ball unless we get a new batter into the game. It looks like we will for Grafton. A new batter on the on-deck circle. That's Carson Martinez is on the on-deck circle here for Grafton. 3 balls, 2 strikes here by Crawford with the payoff pitch. And this is going to be hit right back up the middle. Nice piece of hitting here by Mr. Luke Height. His first hit of the contest. And Grafton has the game-ending run on base. As we got a pinch hitting in Carson Martinez. This will be the first time we've seen Martinez here in the tournament for Grafton. I'm back to Cruiser Burns and Martinez. Not someone I'd like to play tug of war against my team because he can probably just hit that rope and go. Runner at first base. Martinez takes that one for a ball. For a strike. It's 0-1. I'm sure football coaches are salivating as a left tackle with how he is built here for Martinez, if he could. The 0-1, this one fisted foul. It's 0-2. You just see certain guys and you're like, you're a basketball player, you're a football player, maybe even a wrestler for Martinez. The 0-2 pitch ends up coming as Crawford takes a look, and give credit to our credits too. Grafton has made Garrison pay for the bevy of errors that they've had here this afternoon. We did say the one good news is if you do bobble the ball around, you do have another game for the loser of this team. The only bad news about it is now you got to win 3 straight to win a state tournament and then beat the team that you lost to twice on top of beating either Thompson or Lisbon once. This one missing for a ball. It's now 2-2. Runner at first base is Luke Height. Single, double, and an error so far here in the inning as Grafton has played at 3. The 2-2 pitch. Off speed, Martinez hits one, and this one will be grabbed by Coble. Coble from his backside across the diamond in time for the out. Oh, Coble with a nice play. Tilt-a-whirl has nothing on Coble. There's one down. But it does move the runner up 90 feet. And Martinez is retired 5-3. Nice defensive play, though, by Coble there, Brent, at third base.
Yeah.
So now it goes to Cruiser Burns. Burns has reached base 3 times with 2 stolen bases, a run scored with a run driven in. and his jersey is filthy, which is a good thing from a catcher's point of view, especially when you have some stolen bases as Burns swings and misses. Keena, the on-deck batter, if he might get another chance at that pesky pull down the right field line if Burns can't drive in to go ahead and game-ending run here with Luke Height at second base. Crawford with the 0-1 breaking ball, got Burns out in front as he skies this to the second baseman who comes in on the infield, and he had to make a track at that one for Skachenko. 2 down here in the bottom of the 6th inning.
Yeah, on that one, the pitcher didn't even move off the mound. He just let his infielders come in and take charge of that.
I saw earlier in the game Yoakum try to take charge of it, but then going off the mound to his left, hit the glove on an error, and that was really what propelled Grafton in that second inning where they scored 3 runs. Keena takes a cut. It's 0-1. Keena just missed a 2-run homer. His last at-bat eventually struck out. 2 walks with a stolen base and a run scored here today for Keena with 2 strikeouts. With 1 strikeout. Keena sees this one outside for a ball. It's 1-1. Ty Story due up next. Just start going through this Grafton lineup. You just don't see a lot of holes right now, Brent.
No.
Well, there's some guys you go, okay, we can get these guys out. We can work around these. And not sure if Grafton has a ton of we can work around these guys to get to the other ones,
Yeah, and not only, their starters, but also the guys off the bench are contributing as well.
1 ball, 2 strikes here to the starting center fielder here for Grafton. Garrison looking for an out to get back to the plate. The 1-2. Off-speed pitch. Keena hits one down the line. This time it's going to be definitely foul. And we'll keep it at 1-2. Just off the end of the bat, the way it was going is like it might have a chance. That pesky pull is going to come into play one time with Keena. As runner at second base, serious height as he goes back. Crawford will handle the 1-2 yet again. Keena staying alive with another Olsen accounting foul ball. Game that's 2 hours and 7 minutes old right now. Player of the game brought to you in part by Enbridge Upcoming, Halstead Telephone Company post-game connection. The 1-2. Keena ropes one in the air. That's down for a base hit to the right fielder, Nordstrom. He's going to make the play. Here comes Height, and the throw not going to be in time. It's a walk-off hit via the mercy rule here for Keena. And your final on the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard, Grafton wins it 13-3 in 6 innings. Keena with his second run driven in of the contest as Grafton puts up 4 runs here in the 6th inning, and in doing so takes the victory today over Garrison by a final of 13-3. So Grafton heads to the championship tomorrow afternoon around 3:30 against either Garrison or the winner of our next game of Lisbon and Thompson. So Grafton picks up the win. A nice performance here for Grafton up and down that lineup card. On the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard, 13-3, Grafton with the win over Garrison. We'll take a break and we come back. Player of the game, post-game show, that and more still to come here on YourLiveVent.com.
Crystal Sugar, Drayton.
In agriculture, the one thing you can count on is uncertainty. What if the GPS short circuits in your tractor? Do you have equipment breakdown coverage? Nodak Insurance has been insuring farmers and ranchers for over 70 years, and we've come across about every scenario you can imagine. Hi, I'm Chris Moen, your agent with answers at Nodak Insurance Company. I know insurance, I know North Dakota, and I might even know you. Call me today for details on how we can protect your farming operation at 757-1613.
R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is accepting applications for a broadcast sales representative. Applicant should be self-motivated, organized, have ability to communicate clearly, and the desire to help our customer partners grow their business with customer service for their advertising and marketing needs. All experience levels are encouraged to apply. To apply, email your resume to apply@rjbroadcasting.com. R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is an equal opportunity employer.
It's now time to get to our player of the game, brought to you in part by Enbridge. Go to Enbridge.com for career opportunities. Life takes energy. We're going to give it to the first baseman here for the Grafton Spoilers, and Cam Frazier, as he was able to put the ball in play 4 times here this afternoon, as he goes 4 for 4 with a run scored, with a run driven in. Vadova also was able to come in and courtesy run for him and score as well. So the number 6 spot was well earned here for Cam Frazier, the starting first baseman, with 3 singles and a double. He is our player of the game, brought to you in part by Enbridge. Go to Enbridge.com for career opportunities. Again, that is our Enbridge Energy player of the game, Cam Frazier, here for Grafton. As we'll go from there to our Agassiz Precision Ag play of the contest, as there was a couple nice plays here in this one for this particular game. As the player of the game, brought to you in part by Agassiz, your local precision ag planting dealer. Couple nice plays defensively in this one, and a caught stealing as well. After Grafton got a couple runners aboard, there was a caught stealing, but same for Cruiser Burns, as Burns was able to get a caught stealing of Mason Skachenko in the 4th inning. That was a nice little propellant there for the Grafton Spoilers. Our player of the game is a throw out of Skachenko at second base after Cruiser Burns threw him out at second. That's our play of the contest, brought to you in part by Agassiz Precision Ag, your local precision planting dealer in Hillsboro. Visit planterdoc.com. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll hear from our player of the contest here for Grafton, as again Cam Frazier reaches base all 4 times. We'll talk with him next on yourlivevent.com.
The friendly staff at Lemoore Drugstore reminds you, from prescription requests and OTC medication, you can find it all at Lemoore Drugstore. Download the app to make refilling your prescriptions more convenient. With school just around the corner, stop by Lemoore Drugstore to pick up everything you need on your back-to-school list. Located in the center of Lemoore in the Bank North Mall. For more information, go to LemooreDrugstore.com. That's LemooreDrugstore.com, or stop in and check them out.
This is Chris from Agassiz Precision Ag, your local precision planting dealer. The dog days of summer are here and harvest has begun. Please stay safe this season. Summer also means heavily discounted shop, seed meter, and planter inspection rates. Cash and early order discounts pair with $50 per row rebate offered on new systems. And don't forget the fantastic interest rates, including 0% for 1 year. Give us a call at 701-636-2119 with any questions, or visit planterdoc.com.
As we come back, this interview brought to you in part by Dakota Heritage Bank, with our player of the game, that is Cam Frazier, able to barrel up the ball a handful of times today, able to score a run, drive in a run, get on base all 4 times. Cam, just what's working at the plate? I mean, that very first one you hit, you wasted a little time, got that opening pitch and filleted into right center. So just what were you seeing well here in terms of the plate for you here today, Cam?
I was really seeing that fastball really good today. From yesterday, went 0 for 3, changed something up, and then seeing it way better. Feel a lot better.
What does it mean for this team in this Legion season to get one step closer and know that you're going to play in that championship, coming up tomorrow afternoon?
It means a lot. Everybody wants it. All of our guys want to be on the field. We all want this.
As we go through, there's a number of guys that we can talk about. We said up and down the lineup, everybody contributed, some way, somehow. But how about Ty Story? I mean, he hit the ball pretty hard in that 4th inning, able to drive in 2 runs in front of that center fielder. When he can barrel up a baseball, it sounds pretty good. So what does he do for this team?
It's really nice. When he has confidence, he can do a lot.
Able to see Jack Green, maybe not his best performance, but he still gave you 5 innings of work. Able to come on was Johnson. Just what did you see from Green after that first inning to settle down and only give up 1 run in the next 4 innings there?
Oh, it was awesome. Got a little rattled in the first, came back, got settled down, went perfect rest.
Hey, Cam, last question I'll ask for you. How much fun has this team had so far in this tournament? 3 games. You obviously done a lot of things well, from the dugout to the plate to everything in between. How much fun does this team have, and what are you expecting to see here Monday and maybe if needed on Tuesday?
This is awesome. Got Keena back for Monday, so we're set.
We're set to go. Cam Frazier again goes 4 for 4. Nice little pop in his back. Congratulations, Cam. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Cam Frazier, player of the game. We'll continue with more after this here on yourlivevent.com.
Farming today doesn't always feel the same way it used to. Then again, some of it feels all the same. Maybe it isn't so much the jobs that changed, but how they get done. Now that's a different story. Everything got bigger and smaller at the same time. Insurance, accounting, and taxes can get complicated, so you need someone who's looking to keep every dollar possible in your pocket. Ag Country.
As we come back here on the post-game show, we talked about our Agassi Precision Ag Play of the Game, our Player of the Game. That interview brought to you in part by Dakota Heritage Bank, sharing their heritage and their future with locations in North Dakota and Minnesota. Go to dhb.bank. That again is dhb.bank. Our Halstead Telephone Company post-game connection. Well, it's the top third in the lineup. They drive in 5 runs here today for Grafton. They score 3 runs. They would have 3 hits. That's Burns, Keena, and Story. They do a nice job at the top of that lineup, and they were definitely as advertised as they've been throughout the tournament, driving in 5 runs. Top of the lineup, Burns, Keena, and Story. Our connection of the game brought to you in part by Halstead Telephone Company. It's how to connect at Halstead Telephone. Go to halsteadtel.com. That again is halsteadtel.com. As we go from there to our Bank North update on this one, taking a look at the final box score as Grafton scores 3 runs on a hit, 3 runs in the first, 1 run in the third, 5 runs in the fourth, 5 runs in the sixth, 13 runs, 12 hits, 1 error, and Grafton would leave 8 runners on base. While on the opposite side for Garrison, 2 runs in the first, 1 run in the fourth, 3 runs on 5 hits, then committed 7 errors in this one, and they would finish with 9 runners left on base. Garrison 0 for 4 with Seidler with a run scored. Yoakum goes 1 of 3 with a run scored. Crawford goes 1 for 3 with a run scored and a run driven in. Eigelhart goes 2 for 2 at the plate. You have Roberts 1 of 3. Coble 0 for 2 with a run driven in. Emmett Legge goes 0 for 2. Buttman goes 0 for 2. Crawford ends up going 0 for 1 in this one. And then you had Skachenko 0 for 1 as well. Yoakum 3 1/3 picking up the loss. 8 hits, 9 runs, 3 though that were earned. 2 walks and 2 strikeouts. Eigelhart goes an inning and 2/3, 2 hits, 3 runs, 2 earned, a walk and a strikeout. And Grady Crawford goes 2/3 of an inning with 2 hits, a run that was earned. Grafton Cruiser Burns 1 of 4 with a run scored, a run driven in, and 2 stolen bases. Keena goes 1 for 3 with a run scored, 2 runs driven in. Story 1 of 3 with a run scored and 2 RBI. Wes Johnson 0 for 4 with a run scored. Soren Olsen 1 of 3 with 2 runs scored. Cam Frazier goes 4 for 4 with a run scored and a run driven in. Vadava, courtesy running for him, scores a run. Lillemon goes 2 for 4 with 2 runs scored and 2 RBIs. Hike goes 2 for 4 with 2 runs scored. Winorovich goes 0 for 2 and Martinez 0 for 1. Greenwood picks up the win. 5 innings of work, 5 hits, 3 runs, 2 earned, 4 walks, and 3 strikeouts. Wes Johnson 1 inning of work, no hits, no runs, 1 walk, and 2 strikeouts. In a game that finishes in 6 innings, it's our first run rule here of the State B Legion Tournament. Still to come, we'll get to our final elimination game of the day in about 25 minutes. It's Thompson and Lisbon. Winner plays Garrison tomorrow at 1:30. Loser has their season come to a close. Grafton in the catbird seat, a perfect 3-0 here at the State B Legion Tournament. I'm Chase Miller alongside Brent Dick. Join us here in about just under a half hour for the opening pitch of Lisbon and Thompson on your liveevent.com.